Assalamu alaikum and very good morning, dear participant. Welcome everyone, and thank you, Dr. Ong, for your brief presentations regarding our journal. And I hope we'll discuss about the journal when we discuss about the content. So today we have only 3 hours, and it's very less to discuss about the publications or writing article. Writing article is a lots of experience rather than just a uh, coverage of content to give input within 3 hours. Okay, so let us try our best to give some idea. For the attendance, if you have any queries, you can ask in the chat box, so we can discuss later, or you can ask questions later on. Even our workshop is until 12 p.m. but we can extend a few more minutes if you have more questions. So please don't hesitate to ask questions. So it is better to ask question rather than just listening the content, because everyone has their own problems. Everyone has their own queries. So what is in your mind, you need to ask. Otherwise, you just receive it and it's not complete. Okay, so let's start the things. Before you start the writing, so this workshop, the title is journal article writing. Let's get started. That means for the beginner, those who want to start article writing. And at the very beginning point, I try to stress you to write good things, to write in a best way possible, rather than you write over the time, you learn how to write over the time. So if you write on the very beginning at the best possible way to target the good journals, that will give you better reward. Dr. On, are you recording the videos?
Yeah. I'm recording the video.
Okay.
Your talk.
Thank you.
Mm.
So before start, as the Dr. Ong mentioned, that we need to make a queue of our article, and that is very important for our own sustainability. We are struggling so much for publication, and everyone, lecturer, student, everyone is struggling lots. And the point is, we need to do it every year. This is not something like PhD, once we done, it's over, finished. No, it's a continuous process. And even the PhD student publish, they think just one article to fulfill the PhD requirement and that's over. But later on, it's come again. So it is the big headache for us that come every year, and we always fight with time. At the end of the year, we need to fulfill the KPI. And it is a very um, stressful and difficult issue to publish within the time frame. So we need to make a good plan. If we have a good plan, then we can publish lots. Publication is not just something too difficult. It's not a rocket science that nobody can understand, but it's easy if you mechanize it. It's more than management rather than the too much other process. That's what we think. So if we can manage it properly, inshallah, we hope we can publish lots, and it will be regular basis. And we have no need to stress for that. One thing is when we write something creative, when we want to make some knowledge. Publication is the knowledge creation. When we go for the knowledge creation, we cannot rush. If we rush, we actually cannot justice on our knowledge creations, on the process of the writing, on the process of the experiment. Uh, we try to give the finest knowledge to the scientific community. But if we make it rush, or we have lots of constraint, including the time constraint, then we cannot give the best output. The only thing is, if we are in relaxed brain, if we can put whenever is suitable for us, or we are timeless, then we can produce something very good. So how can we become timeless? Because we has the time limit and KPI and or the promotional KPI or the annual KPI or the thesis submission KPI or project closing KPI. All of this KPI has time frame. So to fulfill the KPI and at the same time to fulfill our best quality work, we need to make a good management, good planning. Planning is very important here. So today we emphasize mostly on the planning. How can you arrange it? Uh, Everyone can write, everyone can publish because we are in academia. We see it every day, but everyone doesn't have lots of articles because we don't have the enough planning, good management. So if we can manage it properly, we have no need to stress for the publication. It will be an automatic process and it's come by product. If you make 10 articles in the queue, you will see every year 3 4 articles come automatically. So in the meantime, you have no need to stress for next 2 years. Suppose if you have 10 article in the queue submission, so next 2 years you have no need to stress for publication. So within next 2 years you can produce something good, and that will added in the queue. So it will be a continuous process, and you will never get panic on that issue. But making queue is not easy, and making queue of quality article is also not easy. So what we need to do, we need to design our research properly. If we make a good designing, that we can get lots of output. Normally what we do, we jump here and there, and whenever there is a call for project, call for article, then we just try to fulfill the requirement of that call, and we make something very rush, and that's only for one project. Or when we see any grant, we apply and we finish it, that's over. But it shouldn't be processed. If we do it, then we cannot make lots of things, because if we work on one particular topic one time, that we cannot maximize the output. And after writing one article and we close it and we never progress on that topic, it will not help me to increase my citation. It will not help me to utilize my all acquired knowledge through the literature for that particular topic. So we shouldn't go only for the one topic. Rather, we maximize that number of topic on a particular issue. If we select a issue and then diversify the topic related to that issue, then we can make more article. And suppose as a PhD student, when we work on particular topic, we try to add several variables. When we add more variables, then based on the combination, we can make several articles. Suppose if you have 4 variables in your thesis and you add one more variable in the overall data set, then you can get another 3 4 articles based on the combinations of different variables. And if you think that it make the thesis big, or it make the project larger, or it is out of the scope, the point is you just add it in the survey data collections or in the analysis, but no need to show everything in the thesis. Don't show everything in the thesis. Just go whatever required for your degree. Just go what is required for the project. And then after you close the project, after you close the PhD, then you can extend it because you already have the data and you already have the literature and you have the experience on that issue. So you just make the combinations and extend your past work. As everything is ready in front of you, you can extend it very easily. So whenever you make the questionnaire or whenever you collect the data, try to collect it a little bit more so you can expand it continuously rather than just close it after you closing the project or closing the thesis. So that's the way you can design your research. When you go the literature, you will find lots of idea in the literature. Pick the variables, pick different variables, add few more variables in your overall data set, so you can utilize it over the time. Even you close your project, it takes time to get another project. And it's also expensive regarding the time, regarding the effort, regarding the money to continue another project, rather than you just continue the running project with the old data set, with the old literature, with the old experience. So initially you should be very carefully design the research. Designing is the half of the research. Like if you want to build a skyscrapers building, you need to make a good foundation. If the foundation is for 20 floors, you can later on you can develop 20 floors. But if the foundation, if you give for the 2 floor, later on if you try, you cannot extend it to 10 floor or 5 floor or 3 floor. You maximum go 2 floors. So whenever you design the works, whenever you develop the foundation, make it very strong. If your foundation is strong, you can expand it in different way. So designing the research is very important. Careful about the designing the research. Give more emphasis on it. Give more time for the designing, and later on you just utilize for publication. Publication will come automatically. Don't stress for the publication rather than stress for designing the work. Design a very good, impactful work, then the outcomes of the publication will come very easily. When we design a work, when we make the planning for research or publication, we need to figure out some issues, and that's very important for our survival. We can see the short term and long term issue. In the short term, we need to survive. But in the long run, we look for the prestige, we look for the positions, we look for our reputation. We want to build our reputation and legacy in the discipline. So in the short run, we have a KPI to publish 2 articles, or we have a KPI publish 1 article to close the project, or we have KPI to publish Scopus or other index journal to submit the thesis. This is the short run phenomena, and we must survive in the short run. In the economics, we say short run. In the short run, everything is disequilibrium. In the long run, everything goes the equilibrium. So look for the long run. You have a long run plan. Just don't always go for short run. And if you always go for short run, you cannot make a queue, and you cannot work on the stress-free mind. So when you go for the long run planning, short run is there. In the meantime, just add the short run and short run. You cannot build something very strong. Short run is for survival. Just survive in the short run, and in the long run, you can make a good contribution, make a legacy. And then we also need to see the quality versus quantity. We need to publish more articles, or we publish few articles with very high quality, high standard. So it depends on your future planning, and it depends on your objective. Suppose if you are PhD students, you need 2 articles. So, and it also depends on what the requirement of your supervisor, or even which university you're working, what your boss wants. Okay, so over the lecture, we discuss about the boss. Here, boss doesn't mean your direct supervisor. Boss means the rules. Boss means the KPI. Boss means the ministry, how they set up the rules. So when the boss asks for something, look what they need. Suppose if you work in the UK, or after PhD you plan to take a postdoc in UK or Europe, then you need to look for the ABS ranking journal. They look the high quality ABS ranking. Or if you plan to work in the Australia, New Zealand, you need to look the ABDC ranking or ERA ranking. Or if you go for the USA or North America, they look the very good quality journalism by looking the editorial board especially, and then also consider the impact factor ISI. Or if you want to like join in the Asian market, in the Middle East, you can see here still we are carrying the Scopus so much. We are Scopus oriented. So Scopus means people actually for normal quality, the minimum quality. It's not high quality. Scopus means there are lots of journals in Scopus, very good, but in general, it's normal quality. So if you go for the Scopus, you can maximize the quantity. And if you see your ministry set up the promotion criteria, or your school set up the promotion criteria based on number, based on the indexing, so you need to go for high number, high that particular index. Suppose if you go for the UK, USA, they don't need lots of articles. If you look the top school, top professors, they don't have the lots of articles. They have few articles, but all of them are in the very top journals. It's not only the tier one, it's very high in the top 1 to 5 journals. But here we see we need lots, because our requirements are lots. Because here, suppose here ministry or the university asks or give the KPI to publish 2 3 articles in a year, and 2 3 articles in a year is not a easy thing. If you look for high quality, if you look for 3 star 4 star ABS, if you look for A or A star ABDC, that's not easy. and maybe one or two article. In USA, they give 5 years time to publish 3 articles. So whenever you design something very good and take time, 5 years, you actually can focus high quality journals and publish 3 articles. But here we need publish 5 articles in every year. So we need to sacrifice the quality. And again, you need to see where you want to develop your career, what is your KPI, how you want to follow the ladder of the promotion, and that's very important to survival. For our survival, we need to focus that issue. But for the legacy, for the long run, after your professorship, what will you do? You need to create some knowledge, you want to make some reputation. That's go for the quality basis, not the quantitative. And publication is actually not the knowledge development. Knowledge is something different. Previously, people publish very less. They publish one article in 3, 4, 5 years, and that's really very rich article through very good knowledge contribution is there. But now we go for random, so much like the newspaper, we publish too much, and the contribution is not that extent. The contribution is very minimal. Until if you publish it in the very top ranked journals, the other journals, people actually forget it. There are millions of articles published every year, so people don't bother what you publish in every year. And many articles don't have citation, or citation only 1 or 2 years, and then it's over. Then other issue is the popular topic versus self-actualization. Suppose if you like some topic, but there is no reader on the topic, or the editors don't like that topic, so, or that's a very rare topic, or there's different topics that has less market value. It's not the popular topic. Editor don't like this topic. So we'll go later on that. What's the motivation of the editor? You need to pick the motivation of the editor. Editor want to increase the impact factor of the journal, the circular of the journal. So if the journal publish more popular topic, more people read it, more citation, so more impact factor increase. In that cases, if we focus on the popular topic, we can publish easily, rather than if we just focus on our own interest or our own personal very niche topic, and that's sometimes very difficult to publish. And project or research versus publication, this is another very important thing when we go for the project. And my experience regarding the project is very bad. When we submit the project proposals, we are in the dreamland. We say that we will do this and that is the very amazing thing, because we make it amazing to get the fund. And those, the donor, they also see, okay, wow, very nice, so they give the fund, and later on it's very difficult. We cannot achieve that objectives, and to make the to achieve that objectives, it's make you lots of problem. And later on, we cannot publish it in good journal. And within the project deadline, publication is another terrible thing, because publication need time, publication need lots of things to consider. It's not just a public within the time frame. It doesn't follow the time frame. So we need to consider this issue, because we need to match both things. Then publication versus real life impact. We also need to see what is the impact we are creating in the society, how it's impacting our academic community, our society. It's not just the articles I increase number in my CV, lots of numbers. It's not just the numbers, it's the impact. What the reflection in the society, what the reflections, how it's improved the community, how it's improved the human life. Or some cases we like the individual works or the team works. Many university or your boss some cases required to publish individually, because it give you more weight rather than the teamwork. So it depends on your KPI. Some cases, if you just go alone, it's very difficult to publish or very difficult to produce many. If you work in the teamwork, you can produce lots, because if you allocate the work within the team, or you can form several teams, so each of the team take one responsibility of, or each of the team member take the responsibility for one article or initiate one article, then end of the year you can produce 5, 6 articles. And again, it depends how you like. Some people like to don't like to share their knowledge or don't like to share their works with others. And some people make lots of teamwork, especially the scientific articles. They make huge authors. Some articles has around 500, 600 authors, all the authors including the lab, because those who are working in the lab, they include all of them. But in the social science or business, we add very few authors, and we are actually measure in that cases, and we also measure to cite the other articles. We are very selective. So end of the day, we have less work. And if you see overall, the social science has less article than the science articles, science journals. If we change our mindset up, or if we change the convention or our practice, then we can actually publish more than existing team or exploring new team. Some cases we just trust on our old team, that I have only 3% in my team, I don't want to take anybody, or I have fear to join with the other teams, and it's very difficult to develop a team. And developing a team, developing the understanding with the team member is more difficult than publishing 5 Q1 journals, because developing and trustworthiness, understanding, sacrifice mind is very difficult. Human mind is very difficult. And whenever we develop a team, a good team, that actually give you lots of reward. And it's not just 1 to 5 articles, it's a long time, 10 years, 20 years work. You can continue lots of work together. So focus on developing team, explore new teams, bring new members in your team, bring the novice people, bring the new lecturer, new students, so they will also work with you in the long run. Then current versus future job requirement for the PhD students is very important. If you look the job market now, suppose in Malaysia, whenever you apply any public university, they look how many scopes do you have. It's very unfortunate and true that most cases they look you have the good number of scopes article as a fresh graduate. Suppose they look at the 8 to 10 scopes article. But how can a PhD student generate 8 to 10 articles within the PhD time? So you need to make a good management, good planning. This is the reality. It's not the thing that it's unusual. It's a very usual practice, and people manage it. So those who are the PhD student, diversify your work, make the team, work with many people, discuss with your supervisor, find out the good mentor, work with the mentor in different projects. It's not just only your PhD. The day your PhD finish, you will start a job, and next day you will start supervising other students, and that students will not bring the same topic you do PhD. That's will different topic, different discipline. So you should know how to diversify, how to get the idea in different projects. It's not just only one thing, one report, that's all. So the current and future is different. Suppose if you look, the current requirement is 5 to 10 article. Future, after you finish your PhD, after 4 years, that requirement will not the same. The requirement will change. If you look, the suppose the Asian market, they are looking for the scoopers 5 to 10 articles to join as a fresh graduate. But after 5 years, when you finish your PhD, the requirement will not same. In the meantime, the boss will change. In the meantime, the requirement will change. They will just shift scoopers to the ISI. So if you focus on the whole of your PhD journey as the scoopers article, and you publish 10 article, but whenever you go for in the job market, they look for the ISI 5 article. So that's a big terrible thing. So look the future market, look how the trend is changing, look the good university, how ministry changing their requirement, look the circular, current circular. If you are just fresh graduate, or if you are fresh PhD student entering the PhD now, look the circular of the job market. That will give you idea how the requirement changing, how the market is changing. So we always create our graduate, make them better for the industry, but we ignore the academic industry. Most of our PhD go in the academic industry, so we need to focus on them. Our PhD students also need to focus on academic industry, look the industry requirement. Again, another issue is the diversified field versus the focused area. If you work in the very niche area or in one discipline, or you like the diversified field or one discipline with diversified topic. So nowadays, most of the journals are multidisciplinary journals, and they want new topics. Even if you look at the top journals, they are fixed with the particular issue. Suppose they are fixed with the finance journal, but they want to diversify different topics of finance. It's not just like the corporate finance. Previously, it was just a mainstream. Now it's a applied finance. There are lots of new discipline arises, and discipline arises every day. So if you go for the diversified field, you have wide scope to publish. And another issue is some discipline has no good journals. We are coming later on about the discipline. Then innovation versus the uh, clerical job. Most of the publications nowadays is just formatting. The knowledge is very minimum. You just follow the format, you just arrange the things here and there, and you submit. And most cases, it's very easy if you follow the appropriate format. Rather than the innovation, the knowledge creation, the usefulness is very less, except if it is very top journal. So if you focus on this issue over the time, in the long run, you can plan to clerical way to a presentation, shift from clerical way presentation formatting to the innovative knowledge creation. So then you can create a legacy, or you can contribute something in your knowledge in this discipline. And another is self-centric versus open-minded. Suppose self-centric is, this is my topic, I'm focused on my area, I don't want to share. So that's actually not help you for long run. In the long run, the more nowadays, the more disseminate the idea, that disseminate your knowledge, the more you will be benefited, because you will get also idea, you need citation, people know you, your reputation will increase. If you need to be open-minded, share the things. It's very unfortunate. I also find many people, they don't like to share. They think people will hijack my knowledge. Oh, the knowledge is open. There are millions of topics. If you just go in the websites, if you search in the search engine, millions of topics. Don't think you just hold the knowledge. Disseminate the knowledge, but don't share the whole thing. What do you do? Don't share the everything, the data. Be careful about sharing the data, but disseminate the knowledge. Discuss with the people, discuss with idea. I discuss my idea with the people, and if you see that there are many people who are not academicians, other people, suppose in the surah, they discuss what are you doing. So I just ask them some very basic things. Okay, how you survive in the COVID-19? Okay, what is your plan about the COVID-19, or how you think this issue? These are the knowledge. Then they will give you some idea that you will not get in the bookish knowledge, not any article, not any publication. Some cases, sharing the idea, sharing the knowledge, discuss with the people, not the colleagues, any people. They will give you some idea, innovative idea, that is very interesting. So whenever you set up something, what you plan, how you design everything, know your capacity, know what the barrier of your publication. Most of the cases, those who has no regular publication is lack of motivation. So they think it's a very big job, it's a lots of work, and most cases what I write, I get the rejection, and it take long time. But if you follow the patterns, if you arrange the format, or management, or arrange everything in the right order, the life will become very easy. If you think people publish 20, 30 articles in 1 year, they write it, or they, if you write every day from morning to evening, you cannot write publish 10 articles in 1 year. Rather than you manage it. So management is very important rather than just working on the issue. If you get enough motivation, you can manage it. If you have good network, if you have good management, you can manage it. In some cases, we feel it is very difficult to start. I don't know where to start and how to start, or okay, we'll start next day, or we'll do next week, like this. Make it delay. Rather than, if you work with a team will force you. Make a team, or join a team, or work with some expert body, so they will guide you, make life easy. And some cases we have immediacy. I need it by December. I need it by June. I need it April. PhD student do it in every semester. I need it by this week, because next week I need to pay for another semester. So that actually doesn't work. It's kill you. Same for the PhD student or lecturer. If you make that thing like I need it within this time, that actually not work. It will kill you in the long run, and you will be in the stress always. And whenever you are in stress, you cannot make good thing. And also another issue is previously we say publish or perish. If you don't publish, your idea gone, nobody knows about you, you actually vanish. But nowadays we say publish and perish. Whenever you write something that's already published, people can see it, and you have no chance to change it. You cannot delete it, you cannot erase it. Now world is open, so it's very difficult. What if you publish things that actually kill you in the future? Now you're a lecturer, now you're a PhD student, whatever you like, you publish. But after 10 years, after 15 years, you will become a professor, you will supervise the students, you'll become a big guy. Then what will happen? This article, this writing, you're a student, one day will figure out this. What have you done? Your colleagues will figure out this. What have you done in the history? We cannot hide it. Nowadays, it's very open. So be careful what we write. Okay. Then we need to accumulate resource and plan accordingly. Everyone is in different stage of maturity and experience of publications. Suppose somebody published already published 10 articles, somebody published 2 articles, somebody published 50 articles. So their experience and maturity is not same. So if you are more matured person, it takes less time and you make less error. That's why the young people should work the senior people at least for 2 3 articles, so you get the competency, you know how to avoid the mistakes, how to make the life easy. So next you can save your time. Otherwise you just write and submit and get rejection, write, submit, get rejection, write, submit, get rejection. In the meantime it takes long time and you will be demotivated. Rather than if you learn something, you write it once, one sentence, and nobody can touch the sentence. That is the final one. That's make a lots of blessing, a baraka. That means whatever you write is published. Whatever you write is published. You have lots of things to do. Otherwise, if people give lots of comments and you erase it, remove it, edit it, revise it, that's make lots of time. So work with somebody until you get the competency, and you also know your pattern of work, know how do you work, or what do you want, what is your capacity or resource, or how can you utilize your resource, how to improve your existing work. Don't compare with the other people's, because some people, when we compare other people's, we don't compare with our peer group same level. We compare with the expert, we compare with professors. Whenever we look somebody, oh, this professor has that citation, oh, this professor has that article, or this guy has that article. But we are not in the same background, we are not in the same place. Rather than we do ourselves, compare with myself and improve my work. What has I done last year, how much I improved this year, and what is my plan for the next year. So if I make a good plan and comparing with my progress, so I will do better in future, rather than comparing with the other people. If we compare other people, trust me, we will be demotivated. It's never help. Even for me, if I compare with the other people, myself, that's actually create jealousy, that's create lots of panic. Oh, people are doing so much good, if I want to win in the race, I need to do better. So that's make lots of stress. Rather than looking other people's work, look your own work, see how it is progressing. If you look your works, you will feel very relaxed. Stress is very bad for working. It's very important. Any types of stress is very bad for working. It's actually kill our output. So make your brain cool. Don't compete with the other. Even the PhD student, my students say, oh, there are lots of students come to me and they said, how many articles you publish? I publish 10, I publish 5. Every time when students see me, they ask how many articles you publish. So that's a very different type of culture. It is the culture of the Asian culture, because we are looking for number. We are in a culture that promote the number rather than the quality. If you go in the top school, they never talk about how many articles, or even our supervisors also see a student said, how many articles do you publish? Okay, that's something weird question. Rather than we see which journals you are targeting now, that's actually motivate you. Where are you jumping, where are you going, where are you aim to? The top school, if you go there, they encourage to improve the quality, they encourage to go in the high journal, high rank journal, increase your aim rather than just make you crap with the number. So even if you compare with other people's, look the others' performance, that actually doesn't help. So work on your own way. You know your constraint. Everyone is not in the same way. Somebody has a family, somebody doesn't have family, somebody has lots of kid in the family, somebody has different responsibilities, somebody has admin work, somebody has lots of coursework, somebody has many supervision. Everyone is in different positions. No need to compare with others. See what is my position, what the resource I have, how can I utilize my resource properly. If we don't assess my resource properly, how much resource I have, I cannot use it properly. Suppose somebody can utilize only one resource and he get lots of outcome. Somebody has lots of resource but he cannot produce outcome because he don't know how to utilize the resource. If you have any small resource, utilize it, know how to manage the resource, how to utilize it properly, and end of the day you will have better outcome, rather than you have lots of resources but you don't know how to use it, and it actually doesn't benefit you in the long run. Okay, so take a realistic action plan. It's very important to take a realistic action plan. Don't make a dream action plan. Last 5 years, I have no publication, and now I am highly motivated. I plan this year I will publish 10 articles. This year I publish American Economic Review. That's absurd. Make a realistic action plan. What is your capacity? How are you progressing? Look your history, and don't think it will come overnight. It takes time. It's slow process, but slow and steady, one day you can reach the target. But if you jump here and there, it's actually not help you. Look the resources what you have. Suppose if you are a lecturer, I have lots of class, I have lots of admin job. How can I do it? Utilize your student, utilize your undergraduate student. Undergraduate students are highly effective. They are ready to work lots of things. You can do lots of experiment with them, and they are ready to explore something new. It's true, their quality, their writing, their understanding is not that much level matured, but you are a matured guy. You design the work properly. If you design it properly, your student just do as a RA do. Consider your students as a research assistant. So you write a very good instruction and they follow the instruction, and end of the day they create something good, and you need to monitor them. Suppose you give an assignment, design it very properly at the very beginning. You when you want to run, when you want to make other people run, you also need to run with them. So you need to work on it, improve your assignment, design it very good, so a student can follow it very easily, and even they allow them to ask any question anytime and you respond them very quickly, so they will get the feedback. If they get the feedback, they'll be very happy to do very hard job, and end of the day they can produce something rubbish. It's very true. The first time what the student do is useless. They actually do it at their level based. They are not our level. We are PhD holders. They are undergrad. What we need to do? Improve ourselves. We need to design it again. See why students make the mistake, why they don't understand, why they produce something very bad, or what are the things lacking. How can I improve it? Redesign the research, redesign the assignment again for the next semester. Improve it, improve the works, and also give the old assignment to your new student, and also the old work that's submitted by previous student, and tell them this was done by your senior students last semester. Your job is not start from the scratch. Normally undergraduate student they start any assignment from the scratch, and after a little bit, after 1 month, just a little bit progress, they submit it again. Next semester we start with from the scratch, so they submit it, so the work doesn't get matured, and students also don't get the very updated knowledge how to improve the work. They just get an overview and submit it, rather than you make the first draft what submitted last semester, reassign it this semester, give the old work. also the old work, and say them this is the work done by your previous student, improve it, follow the guideline and improve it. Don't start with this crush. Already a draft is given, your job is improve it, see how can you improve it. Before submit, before send to the student, you also need to read it. Normally we read because we need to mark the assignment. In that cases, when we read it, we mark what is the lackings, what are the problems. When we find out the problems lacking, we mark it, and next semester when we give it to the student again, you give them this is the lackings, improve it, contribute this side. So whenever they start something not from the scratch, they can improve it. Then over the time, if you develop some assignments, and if you give the assignment again and again and again, and after 2-3 semester, students will create a finest knowledge, very updated works, and that is almost publishable. Okay, that is very good. We are dealing with the students, we need to spend lots of time for the students, and we also need to allocate our time for publication. Normally we claim we have no time for publication because we have lots of stress with a student. Utilize your student, the way you can utilize them, they will also get benefited from that. They get the better idea, they know how to improve the content. It is not something very basic, just search in the Google and make something, copy paste and edit. No, they know how to improve it. Over the time, we also improve the content, students also improve the content over the semester, and after few semester we can publish it, we can make some finest knowledge by taking the help from the students. That's the way we utilize our resources. Know your resources, your student, your big resource. Hundreds of students every semester we teach, but and then we make lots of assignment and throw them out, and the students also not get benefited, we also not get benefited. It's just a lots of man work lost in the meantime. So I hope you can get a better idea how to improve it. Or if you have further questions, we can discuss with later on. My colleagues, I encourage my colleagues, we can discuss it. How can we utilize our students properly? Our students are our big resources. We should know how to utilize them. And that's also very important for them. They know how to improve the knowledge. We get lots of PhD students, they cannot write anything because in their assignment in the masters or even the PhD subject, when they attend in the coursework, they don't know how to improve the content. They only know to how to write the basic things because they always do the scratch work, never has a chance to improve it. You give the chance to improve it, your undergrad will give you better things, your master system will give you better things, and whenever they go in the higher education, when they come in the PhD or master's thesis, they will also give you the better things because they already trained up how to improve the knowledge rather than just submit something scratch. Okay, and make time, make it a habit. Okay, every time, suppose you write something, okay, then next week, no, don't do like that, make a habit. Try to write continuously, other if you make it delay, it will be delay forever. And everyone is in different phase. Suppose somebody has the admin post, admin works, they are occupied with admin job, so you need to join in a team, contribute as your way. And nowadays publications or article has lots of different contributions, and we have a scope to mention what is my contribution. That's I'm coming later on. So find out your resources, how can you utilize your resources rather than blame that I don't have time. Everyone, nobody has time, nobody has time. If you ask anybody, do you have time? Nobody has time. Everyone is very busy, very busy. Within this busy schedule, we make time. Time will not come automatically, but we need to manage it. If we know how to manage it, those who know how to manage it, they are actually successful person. So it's a management overall, again it's a management. Okay, and don't try to, for the PhD student especially, don't try to boil everything, write everything in one article. Make it separate idea, make one unique idea in one article. Even in your project you have lots of things, but make unique idea for unique article, not bring everything in one article. And start with something rough, like your undergraduate student, they give something draft. Draft is better than nothing. So if you have draft thing, you have that scope to improve it. If there is nothing, you have no scope to improve it. So start with something draft, and over the time it will improve. And don't rush. There is no shortcut. But shortcut, there is no shortcut in success. but there is some quick process to get achieve more success. The way you will manage it. So we'll come in later on how you can manage it. Huh? So you can set up appropriate timeline. Set up a timeline for every works, every article. Set up the deadline. This is not the deadline that actually you need to submit the project, you need to submit the thesis, you need to submit the within December to publish to fulfill the KPI for annual promotion or annual bonus. Set up different timeline, your own timeline, which will not give you stress. It's make a flexible timeline that will give you better way to complete the project within your deadline of the KPI. So take the time, take the plan at the very early time. Okay, normally when we start working, we go into a okay before starting of the works, take 1 minute break, and if you have any question, you can ask question now. Okay, so this is another thing, how can we start the work. So this first step, whatever we have discussed, is the motivations, how you can actually ready for writing article. So up to now, is there any question? Okay, there is one question, is 21 days of writing an article. No, this is a 21 days theory, is a habitual theory. It said if you do something 21 days, that means 3 weeks, you do something every day for the 3 weeks, that will become a habit for you. That's a theory. You can follow it. It's, theory is theory. It's not the something very realistic. It may take some long time for somebody, especially with the academician. And one thing is very important for the academicians. If we want to build some habit, it takes time rather than other people's. Suppose some people, those who are not in the academia, they can absorb something very quickly. Or suppose the undergraduate student, they can take it they easily and make it as a habit very quickly rather than we. What is the reason for that? Any idea, anybody? One of the reason I think is we feel we are superior. We think we are lecturer, we have PhD, we are the boss, we have in a uh, we are in a good stage that we can ignore lots of things or do it later or just postpone. Most cases we postpone things continuously because lots of things coming and we just postpone it, continuously postpone lots of things, and that actually we have no chance to return back, and we also very little chance to actually focus on something and recheck that what is the things. And it's very unfortunate nowadays we engage with lots of things and so much things coming. And if you see, lots of review requests come every day. So many journals send us to review their article, and we continuously decline, and it's something very hectic. We actually live a very hectic life, and a student asks continuously every time in the midnight, continuous question. Okay, Dr. Ong mentions a question. Please share us with your writing habit. Do you make it a point to write every day? No, we cannot write every day. And it's not, we are not like a student. We cannot write an assignment. It's not an assignment. Something we write something innovative, creative. That's take time, and knowledge doesn't come continuously. It's come, you are walking, all of a sudden you get some idea. So you threw some idea in your brain, and by default automatically it will generate over the time, after 1 week, after 1 month. So don't take just only one project, one idea. See lots of idea, see lots of topic, lots of project, join with many team. Then you have the idea behind your brain. Is your brain work behind in unconscious mind is continuously working. Even you sleep, your brain doesn't sleep, it's work behind it. So all on a sudden you'll get lots of idea, and that's actually make you progress. Suppose some cases when we start to write something, we spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 years, nothing come out. And some cases we just sit, we have no intention to write, but all of a sudden idea comes and we write within 5 minutes, we write a lot. And that's actually give a input, that's actually give a output for 1 month's output. If you write 5 minutes, that give 1 month's output. How it's happened? Your unconscious mind, brain works behind, and it's not input. How much more input you give, how much more output come? No, brain work differently. They need rest. Most important thing is brain need rest and stress-free life. The more rest you give, less stress you take, the brain will give you better output. The 5 minutes output is better than 1 month. Make life easy, man. So how you make the life easy, that's up to you how you arrange it. To make the life easy, you always need to maintain the time. Write a things. Suppose I give you one example, huh? It's very silly things. So if you see this one, this is the portal, our attendance sheet. So I print out the portal of our attendance sheet. So you can see this one. Every month I already print out. And then I make the schedule which day I will do which work. It is not just a 1 week plan, it's the whole year plan. So whenever the schedule, whenever anything comes, is put in here. So I keep it always with me. I put it here and I know, so what is my plan, when I will do which work, when I have the class, when I have the quiz, when I need to give the assignment, when I have lecture, everything you put it here. Then, so you always follow this thing every day. Before you sleep, you follow this, what is the work you need to do tomorrow, day after tomorrow. And after you wake up morning, you first see what is the thing to do today, how many things is pending. So that's the way you can save you time, lots of time. And if you think, oh, I have 10 things to do, lots of things, which one I should do now, which one I should do now, that's make it stress, unnecessary stress. Okay, we say the devil things, they will make you stressful, that's give you lots of pressure, do it, you have lots of things, so you cannot focus anywhere. But what I should do, what I practice, I keep one things for one day, make a flexible plan that this is my time today, I do only one this thing, that's all. So I don't need to focus of 20 article today, forget this thing, I only focus today, my job is only this thing, that's all over. So I don't need to think lots of things. My brain is very cool. I don't have to panic for any other issue. I know everything will done automatically when the time will come. Because today my plan is this. Today this is my job. I only do this. I'm very happy. Make yourself happy. Make your brain stressless. You will get better output. That's my way. But I hope you had different things, different plan. If you want, has their own plan, way of different way of working. Okay, let's see how we can start the idea. There is two way. One is first we get an idea. We walking on the street and see, oh, this is a good idea. I can work on this issue. Or we see some call for paper. Okay, I can write something on this issue. So what we do, we get an idea, do some initial thinking, initial research, or write a paper. And then another step, look the target journal. Suppose we plan to publish this journal. This is my targeted journal. I plan to publish these 5 journal. So when I target these 5 journal, I look at their topic. These are my dream journal, or these are my targeted journal for this year, for next year, for next 5 years. So when we set up our target, the journal, this is my target. Then I start looking the journals, looking the idea, looking the aims, looking the publication, looking the style of the journal. I try to read the mindset of the editor. This is very important. We write article for the editor, not the people. The first reader of my article is the editor, then the reviewer. So whenever we write an article, we need to understand we are writing it for the editor and reviewer. If editor and reviewer happy, the world will be happy. It will come out, it will see the light, so other people will read it. If I create lots of very knowledgeable, very good thing, but editor don't like it, reviewer don't like it, it's useless. Nobody will publish it. So look the mindset of editor, look the target journal, look what the editor mindset of, how we get the mindset of editor. Okay, see what the article he published. The article published in the recent issue, that is, he liked it. This is from his mind. He liked this topic, he liked this style, he liked everything on this article. That's why he published it. And this is the finest work of the last 2 years process. The editor himself mentoring the article last 2 years, the reviewer mentoring the article last 1 year, 2 years, the author mentoring the article last 1 2 years. This is the finest thing published now. But the resource, the effort, everything they put it here last 1 2 years. So, and this is the final thing. So whenever I see the articles, I understand the mindset of the editor, how he want to make the finest product, how it should look like, what is he thinking. And if you see several issues, several recent issues, then you can understand what is actually liking by the editor, what is his mindset of, what is the mindset of his reviewer for this particular journal. So when you target some journal, read some article from their journal, follow the issue of the journal, understand the mindset of the editor and reviewer of their journal, then you get the idea. Your brain will set up in this direction. Whenever you see it, your brain automatically capture it, and it's said whenever you start writing, it automatically write in this direction. You have no need to force yourself, look and write, look and write. No, whenever you read, and suppose you read 20 articles for you targeted 5 journals, then your brain has a mindset of that it should go in this direction, and you get the idea, the topic, the direction, the strength, the depth the editor wants for that journal. So you can set up yourself, then you can borrow idea from that journal. If you look a journal, but if you look what the article they publish in last 1 year, last 2 years, what the article published in this last 5 issues, 4 issues, you will get a mindset of what the idea, what the topic like by this editor. Every journal don't publish every topic. They have a mindset up. So whenever you look the topic, you find out the popular topic for this journal, what the popular topic for this editor, who is the topic like by this editor. Suppose this editor like, if you look at the aim of the journal, they set up 20 topic in the aim. But if you see the issue that published in last 2 years, only 3 topics has 80% of the all article. Wow. If you see it, there are lots of topic given in the journal. But if you see that published article, maybe only 3 or 5 idea capture 80% of the article of the journal. That means this editor is highly focused in this area, this topic, this topic, this topic, he like it. Or maybe this topic is the emerging topic now, this is the most popular topic now. You get the idea from there. Don't just jumping every idea is not publishable, because we have a time constraint. This is very true. Though we are here to create knowledge, this is integrating lots of things, but end of the day we need to fulfill our KPI. So whenever we have the idea, read that 2 ways. One is your idea, you do some research, write the paper. This is the old model, and this is very difficult to publish because my idea, my choice doesn't match with the editor choice. Editor follows something different. Look the idea what editor like. Look the idea what he is publishing. Look what he is doing in his article. If you target 5 top journals, and if you get the mindset of the editor, then whatever you write, you will write in that direction, and you will get very easy access of publication. This is very good tips. Okay, then how to start. Okay, how to start writing. And suppose you have the idea now, go the different search engine. The best option is go the search engine. The best one is suppose the Science Direct. Go Science Direct, search based on different keyword of your idea. You already have an idea generated. Suppose you want to work on the microfinance, or you want to work on the cryptocurrency. Okay, now how you know what is going on cryptocurrency? Go in the Science Direct, put the cryptocurrency keyword, and then see what is published already. You will see all the latest article on cryptocurrency. Give several keyword. This keyword, suppose cryptocurrency plus stock market. cryptocurrency plus market efficiency. Then they will show two combinations and you will get the idea. And try to diversify the topic in different way. Suppose cryptocurrency is very new, so look the cryptocurrency for sustainable business. Okay, if you link 2 3 discipline, that will give you a huge benefit. The editors always want something new, something innovative, some new knowledge that you are not reflecting or make a replica of other articles. How you get the new knowledge, how you make it new, to make something diversified, to see some this different way. So you make create in this different discipline, make something multidisciplinary. Suppose you write the cryptocurrency in the sustainable development. Okay, then you will get something idea, sustainable cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency itself new, but you want to make it something in different way. You look the cryptocurrency plus Islamic market, or cryptocurrency in the suppose make it other cryptocurrency for the small industry. So you don't go in the mainstream, considering cryptocurrency is the mainstream. You go in very applied side, different discipline, different niche area, which will give you better idea, which will give you itself in a better positions in terms of topic. The topic, if you can find a very innovative topic, that's the 50% of your job. The editor, if editor like the topic, if the editor understand this topic is innovative, it's something new, because editor from a top journal, he reviewed lots of articles, there are lots of submissions every year, he reviews so much articles, so much submission, then he knows all the latest thing going on. And whenever he see out of thousands of submission, your topic is something different. Whatever you write, he give you a chance again and again and again to make it matured and publish in a journal, because he know this idea is innovative. Even if the idea is innovative, he will give you a chance, because he want to publish it in a journal. If your idea is innovative but your writing, your content is not matured, he will help you to mature the content, because he want to publish this topic in a journal, because this is new and this will give the new direction in the discipline, in the knowledge, and this will help lots of citation of the journals, because something new come in. When the pioneer writes something, in all of the later work will cite that one. Even that one is just an idea, just an opinion, just a communications, not the full research. Is still people cite it because that's the pioneer work. So editor like this one. If your topic is very innovative, this editor will help you lots. So you can make something new topic, something new idea, make the combinations. So use the search engine, different combination, look what the people already published, then you will get the idea and make different combination. So, and look the other search engine, not just only the Science Direct, not the Scopus. No. Okay, one thing is Science Direct doesn't capture all journals. Scopus also doesn't capture all journals. There are other publishers, they have very good journal that not indexed in Science Direct, not indexed in Scopus. So look your university subscription. Suppose these are the publisher where our university has subscribed. I gave the link to our university library directly. So if we click it here, it's go automatically through our library and we get full article easily. So if we go this publisher, then we'll get good idea. It's not just only the Science Direct or Scopus. There are many other good publishers. And where we should why we need to search in different engine to generate ideas. Some cases normal journal, very normal journal publish very innovative idea. Okay. Whenever you get the idea, you can improve it. Okay. And we also search in the open access repository, suppose Google or ResearchGate, where we can generate the idea, see the working papers of the people, then we can utilize it, improve it, and make it better in our way. Okay, some cases we have the article, but it asks for fees. So when the article is not free, you can write the author. It's very important. Write the author directly. Please give me the article. And everyone is very happy to share his article because they know it will increase the citation. And this is another KPI. So if you write the author for article, they will give it to you. Or if you search in the Google, search in the ResearchGate or other repository, then you will get preprint. There are many preprint. People upload the preprints, lots of repository. Still, if you don't or you cannot manage it, there are options, illegal option. People use this website Sci-Hub, just copy the DOI and get it, but it is illegal. We are the ethical community. We try ethics. We teach ethics. We create value. We teach norms. It is our best practice. We don't do something illegal. So we try our best to get it, or we can use our library. But if there is no other option, finally we can use it. This is like an option. There's the forbidden things. When you are dying, you have no other option. So, but it is up to you, Rix. No suggestion for that one. Try your best to become ethical person. Okay. Okay. So then, whenever you get the key idea, you get several key idea, and then you have the key idea. Then what you do? Make all the idea key point. Make it write, jot down all the key point in one paper, in one place. Just keyword. Bring all the keyword. When you bring lots of bullet points, lots of keywords, suppose you bring 20 keywords on a particular topic. Suppose you want to work on the cryptocurrency and you get 20 keywords. Okay, cryptocurrency in the Islamic market, cryptocurrency understanding among the students, cryptocurrency in the developing country, cryptocurrency and cyber security, cryptocurrency and entrepreneurs development, cryptocurrency and the market efficiency. You arrange lots of ideas, just topic. When you bring lots of topic in one place, then you look the variables. Try to link the variables. Make the relationship among the variables. Make a diagram. What our PhD students do, they always try to make a theoretical framework, a conceptual framework. The same thing we should do. Make a logical framework, rational framework, rational relationship among the variable. Make the relationship and look the theory. Look the article, what have you have see, what the article you have downloaded, see what the theory they use. Make it rational. Okay, one thing is in this area, we are highly focused on published article, their theory. Everywhere we need, even we ask our PhD student, bring the article, what are you copying? What are you following? Bring the article. You need to give the reference in everywhere. It's not true. You don't need to give the reference everywhere. There are some scope of contribution. This is the scope of contribution. So how you do it? Every variable you have reference. You don't bring some variable from your dream. The variable is the real life variable. And then when you make the relationship, it's not necessary to follow any particular article. Make a realistic, rational relationship. You can support by theory, you can support by other articles, but it's not 100% supported. Everything, full framework should be followed by the other article. No need. You develop your own framework. You give the reference, how you develop it, how you develop your own theory, own diagram, own framework, but develop it yourself. Don't copy something. If you see any top journals, they give the framework, and that's not copy paste. That's not a replica. Every framework is new. There is some rationale behind the variable, rationale behind the relationship, but the framework, the way they design, that's new. The relationship they want to develop is new. Try to develop new relationship. Look at the variable. Look at the variables. Look at the combinations. Look at the mediating variables or the other variable effect, indirect effect, and try to make something new. But always rational. Be rational. Justify why you do it. If you cannot justify something, don't do it. Try your best to justify in a rational way, in a theoretical way. That's why the rationality, theoretical background, theoretical knowledge is very important. When I hope all of us has the theoretical background. We know the theory, we know the rationality, but at least when we see the article, when we bring the variables from the articles, we know the theory, how they develop it. What is the relationship? It's not something very unusual, because we are playing on this thing since our undergrad. Okay, last 10 years, we are doing the same thing, looking the same variable everywhere. So you should understand the rationality and check it again. Check the rationality again. It's very important. If you cannot justify your diagram, your rationality, your relationship, then it's useless. Bring all the variables in one place. Make the rational diagram. Make the rational relationship. When you make the relationship, interestingly, you will find many relationships. You can develop many diagrams. You can develop many new rational uh, framework, and every one is one article. So this is very important. This is important to make lots of articles. Focus on one particular issue, what you want to do. Focus on the uh, diversify the topic idea, how you diversify lots of topic. Bring all the relevant variables on that particular topic, particular idea. Link the relationship. Make lots of relationship, lots of combinations. Suppose you have 20 variable. Now you know how to make it this one plus this one, this one, this one, or this one plus this one, or this one in this way, this one in that way, or maybe someone this one is dependent variable, this one independent variable, another one is this one dependent variable, another one this one independent variable. Make lots of diagram, lots of rational framework. Every framework is one article. Every framework will give you one good article. And work on it, stress on it, develop it, see the relationship. How can you bring something new? This is the new, this is the contribution. Don't just always copy paste what the other people do. Here you play on it, make something new, always something, make change in the framework, in the relationship among the variable. Then suppose if you can produce, you have 20 variable or 10 variables. Out of 10 variables you can come up with 5 frameworks, that each one framework is a one article. So based on this one you get 5 articles. So you already know what is the dependent variable, what would be the independent variable, how you arrange it. Based on this, you can set up every diagram as a new article. So that's the way you can make lots of articles. Then whenever you make a framework, then you go again back, you target journal. Suppose you already targeted 5 journals that I mentioned before. Look, your framework setup follow the depth of that journal or not. Suppose you already develop 5 framework, and see this framework actually mesh with that journal, and are they publishing similar thing? There's a published similar thing because you already bring it from there. You already check that when you develop your variables. Now again, go check and balance. Go check that what is the depth of that journal. Are they publishing these types of framework? Are they publishing this depth of work? So look, if not, then find out every framework with the different journals, or every framework how you can improve it to match with that journal. Suppose that journal don't like this simple framework, they want little bit complex. So try to make it complex. Even you can merge 2 framework in one framework, then it looks like complex. Okay, so whenever you develop a good in-depth framework matching with your journal, then you can sure you will be happy that okay, finally it can go in that journal. I'm targeting this article for that journal. Suppose you develop 5 framework and you match with the journals and make it more complex, or make the differentiations among the variables. One thing is, remember, every framework should be with one unique idea. Don't just copy paste with little bit change. It should be unique. Okay, then each has relationship with each other, but every variable, maybe one variable add in one framework, but it should have very strong depth, and it should have uh, a strong way to differentiate than other framework. Then if you want to go in the top journal, you can see, okay, if you come with 5 framework, but these are not, if you go for 5, the quality will decrease. So you can come up with 3. Merge 2 framework with another 3. So it will become looking very good. And that can go in the top journal. Fine. Now you have developed your frameworks and you can match with it any 5 journals that go here. Okay. Now then you have already idea, but no clue how to prove them. You develop everything, but you have no idea how to prove it. Okay, just put it in your unconscious mind to process it. It is not necessary you do everything in one day or this year or now. Do it later. After 20 years, it will come automatically. Out of 5 framework, just keep it. You work on 1 or 2 or 3, then others just left it. It will come automatically. Okay. Another way is you don't know how to prove it, but this is innovative. Just write an opinion article. Just write a communication. Write a letter article. There are different forms of article. We never practice it. And these are also considered a good article as an article of journal. If you write a letter to editor with this framework and you think this is a very innovative way, innovative things, they will publish it. They'll publish it as innovation, as an opinion, as a communication article, as a letter article. No need to, we just only think article means review articles and empirical article. There are lots of other forms of article. And that's also considered as article, same weight, published as opinion. And many journals publish, especially scientific journal publish lots of opinion. But social science, we are somehow different. Our conventionally our practice is different. But if your idea and innovation is very good, that's I mentioned, if you can convince the chief editor that this is something new, they will ready to publish it as a letter article. And many top journals publish it as letter article. Just send them. Try, at least try your luck. Or another option is try with the chief editor personally in his email. This is my idea. I want to publish it as a letter, but I don't know how to prove it. Would you join with me and improve it, give suggestion, and both of us jointly publish in a good journal? Can you imagine one Q1 top journal chief editor join with you in one idea and he improve it? They are the guy who has lots of network, very strong network. They normally no need to make everything as we do. They just write the other editor, other chief editor, this is my letter, publish it in your journal. Very simple. And they have understanding, they're very friend, close friend. Suppose I publish in your journals, you publish in my journals, and they know this is the chief editor of a top journals and he cannot produce anything rubbish. What he say, he has a base. So whenever it has no need to be empirically proven, just the idea. Whenever you have the idea, innovative idea, you consult with a chief editor of a good journal, and chief editor or managing editor or any editorial board or many influential top professor, and he will help you to improve the article, improve the idea, join with you, and just make an article, and he can publish it. And the article, whenever the journal, they consider it in this way, you and your co-author, suppose we are from Asia, Middle East, Africa, nobody cares, okay? We are the third world country. The host people, host author, they consider it like this way. The North American or European or developed country, they don't bother, even they don't bother the reviewer from the Africa, Middle East or Asia. And it's true, our affiliation is weak. It's true, we are not trained up. Our school didn't trained up in this way. We are not enough trained up like the North American training. We didn't get it. In that cases, and our peer pressure, our peer group discussion, our culture doesn't nourish the top level knowledge. So the chief editor always look the corresponding author. We are coming in for the corresponding author. Corresponding author is important. When the corresponding author is from North American university or a top school. Even in the Asia, there are top schools like Singapore, Nanyang Technology, Singapore National University, or Hong Kong Institute of Technology. They're very good, and people value them. So, if editors see the corresponding author from any top school, the affiliation with the top school, they consider the article is at that standard. Suppose we are submitting an article from Asia, and one of my co-author is from consider the Oxford. When the editor see the article, he see the one author is from Oxford, meaning the article is the standard of Oxford professor's article. Because when somebody put his name in the article, meaning he ensure the standard of his level. So if any Oxford professor add the article, meaning he ensured the quality of his article. So it's a one sort of uh, ensuring the editor that this is a good article. So there are lots of ways editor check that this is a good article or not, because editor don't has the time to see, read everything. And most cases there are lots of flaw that editor cannot figure out in a one shot. So they just try to see somebody reliable who check the rationality, who check the flaw in the article. The article has no flaw. When one professor from Harvard, Oxford, or top school submit an article, the rest of the rest of the authors from Asia, no problem. But when one person add from the top school, he ensured the quality at his level, at his school. So editor check, okay, one person is from the Singapore National University, meaning the article is at that standard. So he has some sort of guarantee there is no flaw. And those who are the big professor, they has good network, good reputation. When they send something to their friend or other editor or other editorial board of other journals, then they value it. Suppose I'm editor of one top journals, you are editor of another top journals, we have a sort of understanding. When I send you an email, you give the value, because one day you also need to send email to me. And it's a common sort of understanding in the academia. So if anybody join with your article, improve it, or no need to improve, just put his name and check the content is valid at his level of standard. That's very happy for us with this Asian affiliations or Middle East affiliations or African affiliation. That's the way of shortcut way to save our time and publishing good journal. One of the way. Okay, there are lots of other ways. Okay, then what we see after we develop a framework of the idea, then we go for three ways. There are many categories of journal. Nowadays, we talk lots of this issue, but we cannot figure out, and we are in the midst that what we should do, how we go for journal. And many universities follow many types of rules, regulation.
I'm
So,
sorry, Dr. Mamudo.
yes,
I'm Jen Jen here.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I just couldn't resist it. It's not just a matter of ideas or framework, but I mean, be practical. Like in my field, like labor economics, um, we need to be practical because we need data, and it's not that the idea it's not all in the idea. Okay, we have an idea, but what if we don't have the appropriate data? And it's not just any data, I mean, in this field, in economics especially, if we want to
Mhm.
publish in like really decent journals, the data set would have to afford us some sort of causality, and it's so difficult to get that kind of data. Yeah, everything you say, we all know, we need
I understand.
ideas and
Okay.
things.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand your point. That's why I'm telling a few things. Whenever you develop variables, it's not something dream variables. You already bring it from literature, and every variable in the literature they give an assessment, because this all are published article. You bring variables from the published article. In that cases, you know how literature already measured the data. Okay, and then another case is when you develop the framework that I have just mentioned, you don't know how to establish the idea. You don't know how to prove it. Here I just mentioned it. You see, you have no clue how to prove them. So what do? You write an opinion article. This is my opinion. This is a letter that may have happened. That may can happen. So whenever you write a letter article or an opinion article or a communication article, communication, opinion, and letter article no need data. These are not empirical. You just give the idea. So when you have a framework, you develop a framework, and this is very rational, strongly justified, good framework. Maybe you don't have the data.
Yeah.
That's why I'm suggesting you send it to the editor. Consult with editor personally. Do you want to join with me in this one? This is my idea. I think it's a good idea. Can we publish it as a letter article or a opinion article? Then if the editor like it, if your framework is very good, innovative, no need to prove it, everything no need to prove, they will publish it as a letter article or a opinion article or a communication article. There are many articles, many form of articles. If we prove it, that's an empirical article. Okay, without proving, you also can publish. And another thing, if you get the data or you don't get the data, you just publish it as an opinion. Later on, when you get the data, you can publish it as a empirical article. So you can develop it over the time also, no problem. Am I clear on this issue?
Yeah, that means we need to search for those journals that have a letter or communication section. Am I right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Many top journal has letter section or communication section or opinion section.
Yeah. And one more thing, if I may, because later I need to go off for my class, so I might as well
Okay.
just say everything. Just now,
No problem.
in your earlier slides, you mentioned that we need to do more thinking than writing. I don't
Right.
quite agree with that because for myself, I write to think. I write to think. It's not I think first and then after doing all the thoughts and then I write. No, I write to think because to me, if I start to write and if I get stuck with my writing, meaning my thinking is not clear.
So
Well,
that's the thing I already mentioned. Here, two models. First model is you have the idea, you write it, you research on it, you make something by yourself, then you check the journal, then you check the literature review, then you develop something. And that's our PhD student do. That is the way we trained up. That's the something we trained up in this way. But the problem on this issue is after we create something, we don't find who will publish it. And we don't find the people who like my idea. Whenever if we target some journals, we develop in this way, and then they will easily pick it. Because end of the day, our target is publication. There's two options. If my target is publication, then one thing. If my target is creating self-actualization, creating knowledge, disseminate my own idea, that's also another thing. If we focus on that issue, that's very difficult to publish and very difficult to fulfill the KPI. And another thing is when the Jonathan is here in his workshop, he mentioned, I asked him one question. Okay, but I like something to do. When should I do? When should I contribute my things? He said, when you get professorship. After you become professor, nobody bother your KPI. In the meantime, you already mature your idea. So you write, you develop, you already have lots of study. You write whatever you do because you are a professor. Nobody bother that about the top journal publication after you get the professorship, rather than you bother to create knowledge. But until you get the professorship, fulfill your KPI, go to the follow the ladder and go to the top as quick as possible. If you follow, you make the life easy. And when you become professor, life will become very relaxed. At least relax on
no,
publication.
you can't think like that because the KPI for a professor will be much
No,
higher.
I'm not meaning the
You cannot
KPI. I'm
relax.
meaning I'm meaning the stress for publication. KPI, this is the stress is something different, and number of KPI is different. Suppose if you give me 20 article per year, without stress I can publish it.
بشغلك
But if you give me 2 article per year, with stress I cannot do it. That's the point I mentioned. When we
لا
have
دائما اونلاين
stress
مين قال لك في مدرسه زفت اونلاين
Who is talking?
if we have a stress-free life, we can publish. It's not an issue of number. When you become professor, in the meantime, you already set up everything. You have lots of students, you have lots of colleagues, you have lots of team. Number, it doesn't matter for the professor. And the quality, at that time, professor don't focus the number. When you become professor, you focus on the quality, you focus on your legacy, you focus on your own knowledge creation. And after the professorship, people don't look the number only. But when we are not professor, we are just jumping to get the professorship, and we try to get as early as professor, as to become as early as possible to get the professorship. That's why we go for the number and KPI. So the things I mentioned is not the number of KPI, is the stress, how we take it. Maybe the KPI is one article. If we take lots of stress, we cannot fulfill KPI. Even if the KPI is 10 article, we have less of stress, we have mechanism, we can do it. Okay. So here one thing is the categories of journal. This is my category to make it clear how we categorize the journal. If we look the conventional way, suppose the good journal, they don't ask for money, high quality, but they take lots of time, 6 months to 2 years. If we publish, we submit one article. This is a conventional journal. We submit one article. They take long time. Everything is very slow. But the journal is good. Life is good. It's slow life. But I need publication within this time. I have KPI. What I need to do? There is a new option. So the publisher, one thing you should remember, the publishers are the commercial entity. They are the business people. They are here to make money. It's very simple and true. Publishers are not the academician. Publishers are not the charity organization. They are here to make money. They make several business models to make money. One business model is old one. The conventional business model where author has no need to pay money. Author writes something, they publish, the publisher sell the journal to people. Those who read the article, they will buy it. All the library of the world, all the university pay lots of money to subscribe this journal. And this is the business of the publisher. So publisher don't take money from the author. This is the conventional model, old model. But later on, the donor said, we want to disseminate knowledge free. We want to give the knowledge free. If you take my project, I have allocation fund to make my knowledge free. So you need to publish in open access, no need to pay. Those who want to read, they have no need to pay, because we want to create some impact in the society. That's the target of the donor agency. And then some authors also see that it create high reputation, high impact, high citation. So they want to make it open access. But the publishers see, if you publish open access, there nobody will buy my journals. How I make the business? So they come with a new business model. But they are businessmen. Their point is make business, not the charity. So their business model is to make open access journal. In the open access journal, the author will pay because author has the project, university has fund, they develop the money and they can pay it. So they are ready and willing to pay the money. Normally, if you see the highly paid journal, MDPI or the Frontiers or the other top publishers, they're very good quality. Who pay the money? And they charge very high, 2,000 to 5,000 euro or USD. Who pay the money? In the Asian, African, Middle East? Mostly the European and North American, the developed country, they have big project, too much big project, and they have suppose 10,000 USD allocation for article. So they just paid. And most of the European universities like the open access, they have allocation of fund, the university pay the fee. So this is not a issue for them, and they want this one. This is their model, and they have allocation of funds. So this publisher take this model for them, because with the Middle Africans or the Asian has no money. We cannot publish with 5,000 USD unless very few those who have good project. We cannot publish from our own pocket. This is really absurd. So when the publisher will come new model, the model is they will publish open access. but they make money from the author. The author pay from the university or for the project, but they ensure the quality and they ensure the time. They publish it within 1 month or 2 weeks, and their rejection rate is also very high. If you look the editorial board, very strong editorial board. If you look the MDP, I saw many editorial boards from the Imperial, Cambridge, lots of top university professors, and they ensure the quality. Rejection is also very high. So the point is, this is different business model. We have lots of gray area that should we publish there or not. We have bad opinion that they take money. Taking money is not the bad thing, because this is the business model. They take money from the authors or from the reader. In either way, they take money. They're the money maker. But who pay the money? That's the issue. If you don't like the open access, publish conventional way, the conventional journals that will go without money, high quality, take long time, and you will also get the less citation, less read. So there's two models, but there is another third category. The problem is this one, they take the benefit of these two, because we are the people, we are in time constraint. We need to publish by December, by closing the project date, by submission by April or June. So we need to submit our thesis. Okay. And we need to ensure the publication on that time. It is very difficult. Ensuring publication within 31st December to fulfill KPI. Ensuring publication within April to submit thesis or submit the project. That is very difficult. So some publisher take this idea and they are the money maker. Again, they're the money maker, but the problem is they don't ensure the quality. If you want to ensure the quality, that's different case. That's our objective. Our objective to publish quality journals. It takes money or not money is not the issue. Issue is the quality journals. But this third category journals, they take the opportunity. They take less amount of money because they know we don't have much money. Okay, so they make money less. 200, 300, 400, 500 USD. Those journals are below 500 USD. These are the useless fake journal. Okay, they're the money maker. No quality. You just submit today, they will publish tomorrow, because they know we need within the time frame, and they take the opportunity. So they don't give any quality output, and the review process is fake review process. Many cases no review process, and they just in and out of the index. They utilize the indexing because our universities or our bosses like the indexing. And regarding the indexing, this is also another big issue. The indexing, you should be clear about that. Indexing is a commercial entity also. The indexing, QS ranking or time higher education, so all the indexing, they by legal is different, but actually they're the commercial entity, and they make link with the other commercial entity. Suppose they link with the QS ranking, link with the Scubas. Scubas is a commercial entity, and they are money maker, businessmen. And now they convince our bosses like the ministry, our universities, our academicians, they convince us we need QS ranking, and QS ranking is based on Scoopers, so we need to publish Scoopers. And these are the business people. So ultimately, these business people are driving the academicians, and this is very unfortunate. Therefore, we are more driven knowledge rather than knowledge creation. We are focusing on the indexing journals, and we are corrupting our student in this direction too. And that's the vacuum. This journal making, some journals fulfill this vacuum by making money. So they gave the fake review report, fake process, everything, and then they just indexing by money and go out of indexing and again come in indexing. Some journal is always in and out in the index, and they are just playing with the author. And we should be very careful. These are called the predatory journals. They charge very little money, and they take very less timing. They publish very high volume of number of articles and never get the review process, never review report, or a useless review report, and full of mistake of the article, lots of spelling, English error, and their website also full of error, and they are just the predatory journals. We try our best to avoid them. So there are three categories of journals. One is the normal conventional journals, high quality, taking long time, no fee. Another one is high quality, taking short time, high fee. Another one is in the middle, useless. Okay, now to make a good article, what we need? Suppose we need to fulfill the KPI, we need to fulfill the time frame, we want to rush everything. Then we need to ensure three things. Good publications need three things. Previously, we just think good publication means good manuscript, high knowledge creation. But nowadays, it's no more that. The model change. If you understand the model, you can publish more. If you don't understand or don't accept the model, that thing is changing. If you don't accept this, then it will take time for you. For the good publication, you need good manuscript, high quality article. That's the first part. Second one, you need funding, money. You need lots of money to proof editing, or you don't know how much money needed to publish in the top journals. Okay, and again, the rule of thumb. Why top journals give us lots of pain for English editing? Because top journal think the reader of my journal are from the Harvard, Oxford, Cornell professors. So I need to give something at their standard. I cannot give you something not readable by them because they are the reader of my journals. So they ensure high quality English because they make the publication for their reader and their reader base subscription is top school. So what to do? For us, they charge lots of money or ask us 2-3 times to check it by native professional English editor. And native professional English editor is not cheap, it's very expensive. Some cases we need to check 2-3 times, and they said no, it's not enough, need to check it again by good editor. Okay, why? Because they say my reader don't like this one. So how to ensure it? If you see the Elsevier author service English editing per article is 1,500 USD. How much money? How can we pay it? Huge. There are just this is only for English editing. And how many times we need to English edit in one article? 2-3 times. One time when we submit the manuscript, one time after we get the review report and adjust the reviewer's comment. Again, we need to English edit before it go to the press. And who pays this money? There are lots of money. Nowadays, I receive, even if you see the top journals, most of the article, 80% of the article published from China. How? They do the author service by top English editor with spending lots of money. When you spend lots of money, if it is a normal article, the English is so high standard, they make it like something very amazing. I'm not telling English is knowledge. English is not knowledge. English is just a language of communication, same like Malay, same like other language. But now it is we thinking this is the knowledge. Knowledge is something different. Knowledge is different than the language. But editors, journals, our scientific community emphasize English so much. Now it is more important than the knowledge. Even if you see lots of articles published in the top journals just based on the English, but inside not enough knowledge available. So we need to spend lots of money for English editing. Money is needed. If you don't edit your article by professionals, we are not professional, we are not native, we can check it by local, even it's not enough. If you just check it, your article by local English editor, it's very difficult to go in the review process. Whenever editor see the article, he read 1-2 sentences, he don't send it for the review report. Reviewers, he get the initial text rejection because he know the English is not adequate, because he know these authors didn't take care enough and they undervalued the journal. They don't understand the quality of the journal. Very simple. Because editor receive lots of article every year, but he can publish very few. Suppose editor can publish 4 issue, every issue has 10 article. If he can publish 40 article in 1 year, but he receive 1,000 article submission, how much he should send for the review process? This is not the quality, this is the capacity of journal. His capacity is publishing 40 article in 1 year. He may take only 100 article maximum for the review process. So he can take the maximum 10% article for review process. The 90% article is desk rejection. If you look the top journal, their desk rejection is 95%. An editor take decision within 30 seconds to send it to review process or reject it. Many cases we submit whole night and in the morning we see rejection letter. That's the thing, we need to spend money. Otherwise, very good English editor don't send it to the review process. And when we go for the lots of article, lots of work, we need RS service. We cannot do everything by ourselves. Even for adjustment of silly things, looking the review, arrangement of the things, formatting. If we do everything by myself, I can publish 2 articles or 1 article in 1 year. But if I want to publish more, I need research assistant. I need to pay journal fees. I need to collect the data. I need to buy the data. That means we need funding. Money is now a very essential part of the publication. Good publication, timely publication. And then another one is network. It's also very important. If you have good network with the editorial board or good professor, that life will become very easy. That I just mentioned. If any big professor join with you, your life will become very easy. In everywhere network works. So these 3 things are very important. Okay, now the point is it illegal or unethical to just add somebody? Okay, some cases previously we think knowledge is the only part of the article, but now everyone accepts there are the combinations of many things. Therefore, journals give a disclaimer. If you see the journal article, bottom of the article, there's a disclaimer. In the disclaimer, they mention a contribution statement. In the contribution statement, we mention author 1, 2, 3 is the writer of the article. They contribute for developing the article. Author 3 and 4 contribute for project funding. Somebody has fund, lots of fund, but he has no time to write article. But he can give the fund. And if he give the fund, we can publish in good journal. Jointly, we all benefited together. So he can spend the money. And his contribution in this article is funding. Just in the contribution section, we mentioned author C and D is funding. Who manages the fund? Previously, we think, oh no, he just give the money and I put his name. Is unethical? No, it's not unethical. Now you are thinking is a contribution. The contribution is funding. Without funding, we cannot publish good journals. It's a very logical. You need to accept it. This is the new model. You need to accept it. And also journal accept it and they give the disclaimer. You mention author A contribute in the manuscript development, author B contribute for funding or project, author C contribute like this. We have lots of things. So you need to accept it. It's very difficult to accept for the conventional people. Oh, I write everything, but I need to put the name. But now this is the way we work. Even suppose some people of our colleagues are in admin position. They're very busy men. They have no time to write article, and admin job is very hectic. They have no concentrations or focus to write article and writing constructive things need concentration and focus. You have lots of meeting, you cannot concentrate, but they need article for the promotion, for the career development. They need article, so their contribution is funding. They have lots of, because they're the big guy, they have fund. They said, okay, include me, I contribute as a funder, as a donor of the article, I will manage the fund, just include me. So it's okay. You have no need to give the recognition that I contribute knowledge. Give the recognition I contribute fund. That's all. And everyone accept it. This is the new model. We should accept it. If we have any reservation in this model, we cannot actually publish lots, or we cannot go as the trend. The time is changing. We also need to update ourselves. It's already 11. Huh? So how can we find the good journals? We know we follow, how can we find the good journals from different index? And another issue is publication and discipline is not level playing field. Okay, the publications and discipline. Many discipline doesn't have publications. Suppose Dr. Janjan just mentioned she worked in the labor economics. In the labor economics, only one journal, labor economics. But this is a big discipline. There are lots of professors in labor economics from Harvard, Oxford, Cornell. You cannot fight with them. Very simple. They close the mainstream path of the labor economics journals. It's very difficult to hit labor economics. But this is a big discipline. Eh? Many people work on it. How can we publish here? If we cannot hit in the mainstream, just that I mentioned, because there are lots of discipline derived the journals. Even if you look the index, if you look the Scopus, 6,000 journals are from medical, 6,000 journals are from engineering, business, all total maybe have 1,000 journals, including all discipline, business, economics, social science. Eh? How can lots of discipline published in very small number of journals? If you look, if medical has 6,000 journals, how many in Q1, quartile 1? The tier 1 is 1,250 journals. More than 1,000 journals in Q1, in social science, in economics, total business, economic, finance, we have suppose 300, 400 journals. Out of 400, 100 is Q1. Out of 100, it's very critical. Many disciplines don't have the Q1 at all. Many disciplines don't have any journal in the indexing, ISI also. If you look at the Islamic Sharia discipline, there are lots of subtopics, sub area in the Sharia, in the halal management or halal issues, Sharia or Islamic finance. Only few, 2-3 Islamic finance journals is in ISI or Way of Science. Then what? How can these people publish? But the problem is, you look about our bosses set up a criteria, promotional criteria, that everyone should have ISI, everyone should have impact factor journal. ISI means Way of Science. They changed already. So everyone has good journals. But this discipline has no journals at all. Many discipline has no scopus at all. Sharia, Muamalat has no scopus journal. So how can they publish? How can they apply for the promotion? What the way to get out of this one? That's I already mentioned that we are more driven by businessmen rather than the knowledge creations. This is very unfortunate, but we need to survive. We need to find out a way how can we survive. Make it multidisciplinary. Link with the other discipline who has journals. Link with the other area who can publish in the good journals. Suppose the gender issue has good journals. If you look the Sharia requirement, Muamalat, for the women, for any particular tribe, then you can publish the good journals, the gender issue, the women journals. And these are high impact journals. Go multidisciplinary. If you look the Sharia in case of other issues like the how business management in case of Sharia, then you can go business journals. If you can see the Sharia recommend for the medical treatment, then you can see go in the medical journals. Find a way to survive. Okay, knowledge creation is something different. Publication is something different. Okay, so knowledge is again the long run matter. If you create something good knowledge, that will give you prestige, that will help you to survive, that will contribute in the knowledge, that will develop the community, develop the scientific community, social community, develop the generation. People will remember you, they will recognize you. But publication will help you to survive, to fulfill a KPI, to get promotion, and publication is just yearly matter. Only 1 year matter, this year publish, over. What about the next year? You publish 2020, KPI finish. What is 2021? That's different thing. So try to understand the different things. Knowledge and publication are different things. So build up your knowledge and survive in the short run through publication, but don't exchange either. Go parallelly. Okay, whenever you get the idea, now you also need to check it. Is it suppose you design the framework, you check with the journal fit with this, the journal like this types of model, they want this thing. Now is going for the filtering process. You go, this is the interesting problem. Is it already solved? If it is solved, then no more interesting. If it is not solved, then you have a scope. Then is it the hot topic? the topic. Then the area is interested. Is it your interested topic? You are interested or not in this area? Is it different comparing to the other people's approaches? Suppose you bring something in the methodology, something new in methodology. So is it the same method or different method? Or then come what the Dr. Johnson mentioned, is it workable? Is the data available? I designed a very interesting idea, it's very good, but I have no data, I cannot prove it. So is it workable? If it is not workable, go different types of article. Is it provable? Go different types of article. Then how much effort is needed to complete this? So you have designed the framework. Now you're thinking, okay, it's very good, innovative, everything very nice, but it will take 4 or 5 years to complete the project. Okay, take it as a long-term project. At the same time, take something as a short-term project so you can survive both long run and short run. Okay, is it an emerging topic or can I work slowly? That's another interesting thing. Some topic is very hot that they just cool very quickly. Suppose the COVID-19 topic. COVID-19 topic is no more interesting. Nobody like it anymore. I submit article in journal, editor say we are not interested for COVID-19 anymore. It's over. Okay, so what happened? My article is over. So starting of the COVID-19, I start working of 10 to 12 articles on COVID-19 on different issues. In the meantime, last 2 years, I published 5 COVID-19 articles, and all are good journals because they like COVID-19. Okay, they don't like, they like the stress of COVID-19, and when they are in the stress, they like everything related to this, and they publish it in the high impact factor journals. After that, when the stress over, the fantasy gone. Now nobody bother COVID-19. Everyone is without masks. Now people go back again own life, regular life. Editor said bye-bye. No more COVID-19 article in my journals. No need. I submit. What happened to my other 5 or 6 articles? It is over. So when you go for slow, when you see you need time, go for a slow work. See, is it still valid for long term? You're working on some topic that go very quickly that you cannot publish it, or is it still valid after 3 4 5 years? Suppose you work on the cryptocurrency, you work on sustainable development, that will valid. The SDG will valid 2030 by UN take SDG goal until 2030. So if you work on SDG, you can survive until 2030. Very easy. Even environment will getting worse every day, so it will continue again after 2030. But at least you have any guarantee that you can publish until 2030. So if you're working on something slow, then look the future, is it publishable in the long run? But if you already take some project on COVID-19, it's very red alarm for you. You may not able to publish in good journal because it is over. And then what is the chance of publication? Okay, you already set up 5 journals, suppose as per example we have discussed. But if you cannot match it, then what is the chance? If these top journals don't like your article, then what is the chance of publication of the other journals? Also consider this issue. Okay, that I have lots of idea. Am I ready to publish at this point? No, I'm already occupied lots. So what should I do? I can arrange it with a new team. I can give it to my new colleagues. I can make a new team, somebody new student, or I just put the idea for my future work. So you need to check all of them. Don't take lots of things that you cannot eat. Don't take lots of food in your plate. End of the day, you cannot eat anything. You cannot enjoy none of them. You can enjoy none of them. So that's a big problem. Enjoy it. Make it fruitful, publishable, and see the published article. You start 20 articles, but none of them published. It's not the good idea. Rather than start 5, 2 published this year, 2 published next year. So this is the way you can do. So go this filtering process. This filtering process is very important whenever you take idea. What is it? Whenever you get the idea, look the interesting idea, how it is solved or not. If it is already solved, then it's no more attracted by the editor. It is hot topic, and how long it will be hot topic. So these are the issues you need to and set up, and then based on this you set up your work priority, which topic you should work first, which one is later, and you make the work schedule, and then find out the suitable co-author is very important. Building a team is very important. Developing an understanding among the group members is very important. And one thing is, all of the peoples are not ethical. Very unfortunate. My co-authors publish my articles without me. That's happened. So don't trust everyone. Don't trust everyone. Rather than go for long term instead of publishing one or two articles. And develop trustworthiness is very important. Develop a team, develop trustworthiness, develop the understanding. People want to sacrifice. They are same mentality. They target the same. Suppose I target Q1, you target scoopers. I target Web of Science, high impact, you target scoopers. Then we cannot match. We cannot work together, because after something you said, no, submit it. I have no more patience. Then it doesn't work. So same mentality is very important. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So I can share another experience. I worked with some articles with one of my colleagues from Australia. And then my colleague said, we need to publish A or A star. Otherwise, I have no value of this article. This will not count by my boss. Okay, very simple. Their boss is different, my boss is different. Then what happened? After we finish the work, we trying A and A star continuously, years after years after years. We never go B, because he said B is not valuable for him. BC is not valuable for him. But I understand the quality of the article is not A. Whenever we understand the quality is not in that status, we should immediately go the next status. Otherwise, it will be obsolete. The data will be old. The idea will be old. It cannot be publishable. Then what happened? Within the meantime, 5-6 years are over. We cannot publish it now, even in C, even in the OST journals. Cannot publish, because the data is 10 years old. If we want to publish it, we need to revise the whole data set. We need to run everything. We need to rewrite everything. Who has time to do these old things again? So develop the team with the same mentality is very important. When you develop a good team, they will give you benefit long run. When developed team works 10 years, 20 years, not just one article or two articles and then bye-bye. No, it will not benefit you. Then when you develop the team, negotiate smartly with your co-authors. Very important. About the contribution, about the timing, about the position, about the commitment. Life is negotiation. Is very important. Make it very clear at the very beginning point rather than fighting later on. It's also lots of things happen when you make a new team and you cannot sustain in this mentality. People's mentality is different. Okay, you work everything. When you go to submit, your co-author said, please give me the first author because I need promotion. Because they asked me for the first author. Otherwise, I cannot get promotion. Okay, what should you do? You contribute lots. You are aiming Q1. This is your dream article. When your colleagues say Q1, but if you don't give his name as the first author, then you make a bad relationship with him and you will not see his face anymore. Understand? That's the real life things. So understanding, developing the understanding is very important. If you can develop a very good understanding, then your relationship will sustain long run. And both of you, or among all of you, can produce lots of articles. I put your name in my articles, or I take a project and I will include you in my project. And you take a project, you will include me in your project. Maybe you don't have project now. Maybe after 5 years you have project. That time you may include. I am sacrificing now. This is the mentality you should have to develop a good team. Otherwise, the team will not survive. If the team will not survive, then all of the effort actually not benefit you much. The benefit is very short run and it's over. So try to build the long-term benefit. And the calculation is not a one-to-one. I put your name one and you put my name one. No, this is not the calculation. That is not sacrifice. The sacrifice is I don't know when you help me. Or even if you help me, but I am ready to help you. That's a sacrifice. When I do this one, when you help me in any way, you include me in your project, I will remember it until my death. One day I will help you. Not now. Maybe I am not able to help you now, but one day I will help you. The time you need help, I will help you. That's the way we human being think. We are grateful to others. So only those who are good people, only those who are good understanding. So develop good team. Develop good team, nurse the young people, bring them in the team, make them, and they will benefit you. One day we cannot work anymore. We are getting older. So when we become more old, we cannot work. We don't know the methodology, new software. The software we use in our PhD is already obsolete. Nobody, no editor will publish it if I do something based on my PhD software or PhD method. That's over 10 years old method. So that's why even we cannot learn everything every year. There are lots of things coming. We cannot learn everything, but we can train new people, include new people in our team. They learn, they can do, and this is the sustainable process. Bring new people. They need my help because they don't know how to write, how to publish, but I don't know how to make good estimations, how to make new software. They know it, so it's a win-win situation. You help them, they will help them, they will help you. So maybe they not help you now, they will help you in future when you cannot work anymore, because our career is long. We never retire. We need to go another 30 years. So how can we go? That's the way we can think. And when we make a good research team, as I just already mentioned, and we should also find out the other helping hand. Other helping hand. This is not just from my co-author, my supervisors, or my friends. Suppose somebody, my friend, can read my article and he can comment that I don't understand this thing, I don't understand that thing. That's also very important. So they can give the better comments. That's also important. My students and other people, or at least my reviewer, those are my good friend from other university. They can accept to review my article. They don't decline my submission for reviewing. That's also help to accelerate the time. Okay, before submit, follow the journal guideline. Or even before write, I said before write the article, follow the journal guideline. Because you are targeting this journal. So before writing, look their aim, author's guideline, instruction for authors. Look everything. And download few articles, see their formatting, writing style, depth, figure quality, table formatting, everything. And then you, when you work, you will can follow them very easily. Even the referencing style, inside the referencing style, or even the tab. Many journals give the tab in the paragraph, many doesn't. So you need to know everything very beginning. That will make life easy. Then you decide your target types of article. Maybe you can go for the research paper, full article or original articles, or the letter or rapid communication or short communications, or the review article or perspectives, conference article, book chapter, policy brief, working papers. There are many types of articles. And the difference is based on size, target audience, format. You can change, you can publish the same article from a conference article to a journal article by changing around 30%, but try to change the whole idea, main unique idea. Every article should have a unique idea, and also paraphrase the full things, because nowadays the paraphrasing is a big issue. Consider plagiarism. So even your own article need to paraphrase lots, completely change everything. So in the social science or business article perspectives, I just mentioned few types of article. One is a conceptual, communications, or letter article. We don't publish many in this area. Basically, we are not familiar with this thing. So this thing is need a strong theoretical or rational support. Latest and innovative idea may publish in very top journals. Mostly are invited articles. Suppose if you are a big professor, the editor will ask you, please write one letter in our journals. Or you can add with a big professor. Then big professor find his friend or his suitable journals for his network, or he can go in the fair way, good journal. But as a young people, or as a affiliation with Asian, African, Middle East, is very tough to go in this communication, letter article, conceptual article in social science discipline. In science, it's okay. Science, they publish lots of letter articles. But in our discipline, our editors only trust big professors. By the way, we can, if our idea is very good, we can try, no problem. Huh? Then we can go for the review article. Review article is time consuming. You need to review lots of articles. No, and need to be in depth, not just review what they said and just compilation of that. No, you need to go in depth. What is the gap? What is the missing thing? But review article has a benefit. We finance a high risk, high return. So you spend lots of time for it, you will get high return. What is the return? High citation. You will get lots of citation if you write a review article, because all the PhD student will cite you, because you just give them ready for everything. You make ready everything for them. They just look the review article, they get, wow, very nice, and they cite it. Normally review article get huge citation. So if you spend lots of time to give more in depth, find out the gap, find out the missing area, then you get high citation. And normally review article also write top journal look very in depth or good professors. Many journals, they are very keen to review article for the professor. They don't want the other people like the review article. They said other people has not enough knowledge to write the review article. But nowadays we publish, everybody publish review article. Is okay. Try that. Try your best. Then empirical articles. Empirical articles. Okay. One thing is, if you know more method, that will give you absolute benefit, absolute advantage. Or you can assume the comparative advantage on other people if you know the methodology. There are lots of methods. If you know more method, you can use more, or you know which one is perfectly fit to fulfill your objective. But if you know less method, less software, only few, then you are stuck with that, and you try to prove everything through your own methodology, but editor may not like it, reviewer may not like it. So in the empirical works, there are cross-sectional or time series or panel data. Okay, so nowadays there are different style of writing. Cross-section is different of the primary data collections. It's very costly and it's also effortful. You need to make lots of effort to collect the data, and there are not enough advanced method available. As maximum you can use the structural equation modeling or indexing or logistic regression or quantile regression. And it is some cases difficult to prove anything new. Theory is very difficult here, because people, those who are doing the survey, they always try the old theory, old framework, they test it again and again. Okay, better to test existing theory and not enough impact factor journal or low impact factor journals. In the cross-sectional articles where you publish, impact factor is normally low. But the empirical and the time series, you can work on the single country or one series. Nowadays it's a little bit difficult to publish because people like the panel data, long data series, and even nowadays is coming the big data. This old style of conventional statistical test or econometric test, time series and panels, is going to obsolete very soon. Within 5 years, 10 years, you will no more see the time series or panel analysis. You will see all the big data analysis, because whenever you have millions of data, who cares if you have 30 data? And you 30 data cannot overcome the millions of data pattern. The big data dealing with millions of data. So nowadays we are moving in different directions. The researcher need to see what is going in the market, and you need to develop in this direction. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to publish in future. Okay, then okay, later on I'll share the slide so you can click on the link and you can see the link, or you can go more in detail, because now I'm running out of time. Okay, just a step of works, how we start working. Normally we work abstract, introduction, this is style of working, but that is not the pattern of writing article. The article should start with something different order. So how you do, what should be your step of work? Target top 3 to 4 journals from your interest, and your whole idea, your whole thinking, your whole world of publication should around that, so you can target there easily and you can reach there easily. Then see the type of idea and depth of work they publish in recently. Generate similar few ideas and assess the potentiality of your ideas to publish in these target journals. And then check the availability of secondary data to prove this idea. If you have the data, secondary data, or possibility of the collect the primary data to prove this idea, look the data. If you cannot prove it, go for the letter article or communication article or just conceptual article. Then check the possibility of similar depth of analysis based on available secondary data or in case of primary data. Design the required variable and collect pilot data. And then run the rough estimation. Check if the result shows the expected sign. You already get the primary data. Don't do anything now. Just get the idea and just arrange the variable, test with some pilot data or some rough data, run the model and see you get your expected result, or you can support your hypothesis, or is it a good findings or interesting findings. If something is useless, then stop it, because don't waste time. Or if you see though it's very interesting, okay, if everything is on the patterns, then you go in the next step. If the initial findings are satisfactory, then fine tune the secondary data, improve the secondary data, gather more data or adjust with the other data, and transform the data, and then see how you make the model better. Then collect the full required data set, or in case the primary data, collect the full survey, and then run the final estimation. Okay, after you have all the data, so the basic thing is you have the data now. So how you write the article? When your final result is satisfactory, so you run the result, you run the estimation, your test is fine, you agree with the findings, then your findings is satisfactory, then organize the result. Organize all of the result, organize the figures, organize the table, and then analyze the data. Analyze the tables. Okay. So normally what do we do? We write the literature review. No need literature review. You get the variables from the literature, that enough. But what do you do now? You get the data, and then you already get the variables. Then you design the initial work, and then you run initial data estimation. Then down you run the final data estimation. Then you design the result, figure, table, and analysis. Write the analysis first. In the whole article, write the analysis first. This is the first section you do in the analysis. Then write the method, because just after the analysis, you know what you do in the analysis. Write the method as you did it in the analysis. Write the method. Then go discussion. You already have the method, you have the analysis, go the discussion. Discuss the analysis, what the meaning. Based on the theoretical contribution, knowledge contribution, practical contribution, policy recommendation for the target audience and stakeholders. Give the discussion. And then write the conclusion. What is the conclusion? What is the limitation? What is the scope of future research? What is the missing? And then go the literature review. Do the literature review now. Suggest, support you already know the discussion, you already know the findings, you already know the conclusion. Now you download literature that support you. So your literature should be around all of your analysis and findings. After literature review, arrangement, supporting of your developing the hypothesis, that hypothesis actually prove your findings. So when you arrange the literature review, go the introduction section. In the introduction is the most lucrative part. You need to make it more good stories, like a storytelling. You need to write a very good story. And when you know the ending of the story, you can arrange the whole story here and there, and you can arrange it convincing way. You can flow the story very convincing way. So then in the introduction, write the background first. Write the problem statement. In the article, we don't say problem statement. In the thesis, we say problem statement. In the article, we say motivation or justification of conducting the study. So aim of the study. So you in the problem statement, you mention what is the issue you want to deal. Then aim of the objective, very clearly write the aim of the objective. Don't just put it in a hazy way, because this is the thing editor want to see very quickly. He just find the keyword aim, objective, like this keyword. So write it very clearly, and then write the motivation of justification of conducting this study. Why you do this study? Why you do this study on this sample size, or in this country, or in these people? Why you need this study like this? And then based on the novelty, write the novelty based on the key findings, innovative method, or significance, or what is the main contribution. Because you already done everything, so you know what is the main thing. You put it here as the novelty. And then may add organization of the rest of the manuscript. This is something new what we do in the thesis. Nowadays many journals also practice it, organization of the manuscript. You can omit it. Then provides, okay, you can edit when your manuscript size is small, but you can omit it if it is a long manuscript. Then provide supporting citation in discussion. Now you come in the discussion, so you already give the citation in the literature review. Bring that literature support in your discussion. Put all of this literature inside your discussion, then they support you. Then who actually support you, or who oppose your findings, or why they find the different findings, or why they find the similar findings. Then you discuss all of this, and then you go write the abstract, then write the title, then write the keywords and acknowledgement, and then referencing. Even there are lots of things in these issues. So normally journal follow this style, the embedded style, introduction, method, result, and discussion. These are the four main part of the scientific article, but you can add the other issues. So can we take a break for a few minutes? Then if we have time, we can go a little bit here and there. Otherwise, we could directly go for the question and answer. Is it okay?
Okay, good. Dr. Mamadou, 5 minutes.
Yeah. 5 minutes, So 35, 11:35.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
أخيرا.
Assalamualaikum and welcome back. Are you here? Is it already time or not? Let's see some question. Is there any question here?
Doctor.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Is there any
Can you hear
question?
me?
Yes, yes, I hear you.
Yeah. Please, I want to ask, because I do hear that if you want to publish a paper, it's not necessary or compulsory for you to look into the journal first. That you need to finish writing the paper before looking to the journal. So which one? Is it that there are different school of thought, or is there a specific way of doing it? Is it to look for the journal before start writing, or when you are done writing, you should look for the journal? Do you understand my question?
Okay, that's I already mentioned before that there's two things. Two way. One is you generate an idea, then you fulfill the idea and you publish, you prepare the article based on that, and then you go for journal and find out the journal who will accept your idea. So this is the one option. Another option is you look the journal first and you know what they publish. Then you prepare your idea in this way, write in this direction, and then you submit there and they will publish it easily. Both are fine, whatever you like, which approach you like. But second approach is very convincing and easy and time saving. If you understand the mindset of the editor, you know what they like, you then approach them very easily and they will accept your things because you already arrange it in their way. Suppose you know me, you want to invite me and you arrange food what I like, so you bring it and I like it. Okay, then other thing is you cook food and you bring the food here and there and see who like the food. You get the idea?
Yes.
There's two things. So which one is easy? You know me, you know my mentality, you know my habit. Then you cook what I like and then you give it to me. Then what should I do? You already know me because you already see I'm here. So you're targeting me and you bring the food to me. And I like that food. It's easy for you and time saving. Other one is you do something whatever you like and then you try to find out who like your idea and you need to match who like you or you things. That will time consuming and you submit, get rejection, submit, get rejection, submit, get rejection. That's the way you can save time, but there is nothing wrong anyone.
Okay, thank you.
Because one thing is conventional thinking that I'm telling our school, our PhD programs, or we are trained up in this conventional way. The conventional things is changing. We need to change on that issue. Any more question? Okay, here is one question. Can you suggest where we can have good editing service? If you go for the good publisher, author service, they are the good editing service, but they charge lots of money. The Emerald one was cheaper. Last time I did by Emerald, that one is cheaper. Or there are other many agency who give the author service by native editor. You can see which one is good. But in overall, my suggestion is if it is expensive, we still try to do by native speaker. If you target top journal, okay. If you target normal journal, no need for native speaker, no need to spend lots of money. But if you target top journals, because if your editor is from the native speaker, then he expect a very good one. So you need to go for a native speaking English editor. Our non-native are very good. Some cases non-native non-native English editors are very good, but they are non-native. They are not native. They're good, but they after a certain level they cannot overcome the level. So if you go to the top journals, then you need to go in the top native speaker. And the more native speaker you go, they charge more. And there are in the Emerald author service, if you go, they can bid. You can give the price. The editor will bid for it, and different people give different price. Then you can see which one is suitable for you. Nowadays, without English editing, is very difficult. And if you see all the Chinese people, they cannot even write. Many Chinese people cannot speak English and cannot write, but they just translate it using the native speaker and spend lots of money. And nowadays they are publishing extremely huge in the top journals. And there are also some politics here. Most of the top journals has the Chinese editorial board member, and that's recently happened. Almost capture every journal by Chinese or ex-Chinese, I mean China citizen of China people. So that is a political issue. And ultimately, we are declaring all of the journals that our editorial board member is random, that is not, we are not biased with any country or any institutional affiliation. So they finally add this statement because there are lots of claim arises that many journals are already bought by the different institute. So that's the different cases. But ultimately, there are also networking. That's why networking is very important. Life is not fair. Huh? Any more question? Any question? Any question?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Salam.
Sir, I'm from Bangladesh. Sir, actually, I have missed the time to join the session, sir. Can I get the slides, sir?
Okay, later on, if you fill up the form, the organizers will share the slide with you. Huh?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Rong, how long I can get now? 5 minutes?
Hi, Mamudu. Dr.
Yeah.
Mamudu, another 20 minutes to go?
20 minutes to go, huh?
Yep.
Okay. So if anybody has the question, please write in the chat box. That's better. So our team can check it and compile all the question together. So it will be easy to reply. And those, though we said the event will end at 12, if you have question, we can continue more. Okay. So now we are here. So look at this issue when we make this structure of writing article. This structure varies among the journal, but this is a very common standard. So in every issue, there are lots of things to see. And how can we attract the editor? Okay, one thing, the editor look at your article. Within 30 seconds, he decide this article should go in review process or not. Very simple. Then, because he has lots of articles, lots of submission, and he's like people like us. He has his job, his teaching, his supervisions, his admin positions, lots of things. This is a voluntary position. So what the editor do? They just check few here and there, just makeup. You know makeup? Okay, makeup is very important. Makeup industry is running millions of dollars, huh? Very big industry to just make people beautiful, huh? So makeup is very important even for the article. The packaging, huh? Here the editor just look the makeup of your article, the formatting, the packaging, how you arrange it. A professional, mature, senior researcher don't submit something immature, something looking like the not the very gentle, polite, or good. So this is the another way to find out who is the good researcher. Consider this is your work. You take care of it as much as possible. Make it beautify as possible, as good as possible. Then editor will see it and they say, okay. Whenever we see article, we can recognize, okay, this is written by a PhD student. This is written by a good professor. That's the way. Just look the format. The format say who is the author. No need to look. Even if you are a reviewer, if you don't see the author name, just looking at the formatting, you can realize the author is a junior junior lecturer or a PhD student or a senior professor or mature researcher. Just formatting tell you everything. So consider this is your child. You need to take care of your child. If you don't love your child, who love your child? If you don't take care, make it beautiful, then who will beautify your child? This is you work. Make it as much good as possible. Make it as beautiful as possible. Follow all the formatting. Very good. Okay, another option. If your affiliation is with Harvard, then no need to do anything. Eh? Your boss, you have no need to bother about the formatting. Eh? Whatever your affiliation will cover everything. But if you are Asian, Malaysian, African, Middle East, okay, by default, you need to follow all the standard thing. You try to overcome your lackings in the affiliation through is following all the standard. Okay, these are the mind setup. Okay, these are the mind setup. This is not something rule of thumb or this is something standard, but people practice it. Editors practice this. So in the title, make it attractive, short, and representing the title. Okay, suitable for indexing because title is important for indexing and citation. So you need to look at this one. Don't give abbreviations or jargons or the something scientific terminology that only you and your friend understand. None of the people in the world don't understand. Don't write something very scientific issue in the title. Make it easy so people can understand. Then some journal also asks for the main title and running title. So in the running title, there is a word limit. Okay, see, mostly the Elsevier journals give lots of formatting restriction. They need for the running title. So look at the formatting. That's why I tell you, look at the formatting first, then you can arrange it. There are several ways of writing the title. So you can see it from the slide later on when I share it. Okay, in the author's name, this is a very problematic thing, the author's name. People's name is something crazy and people make mistake in their name. That is more crazy. And some cases, people also confuse what is the first name, last name. And some cases, the Islamic name is not real match with the conventional name. Islamic cases, we add the bin or binte or ibne, and then we confuse, should we use it or not? Whatever you do, use unique name all over the world, everywhere. One name. Decide your name correctly. What you want to do it in everywhere, same format. Somewhere you don't use abbreviation, somewhere use full. Don't do like this. Everywhere use the same thing. and be clear with your author at the very beginning. So there are lots of problems happen, and they said this is not my first name, this is last name, you make the mistake, or blah blah blah, many things. And position and appropriate affiliation with city and country, bring all of this at the very beginning point, make it very clear with all of your co-author, give this very clearly, your position, your affiliation, your city and country of the university or the institution. Later on, they make lots of problem, and some journals also don't like to change it. They said you cannot change your affiliation because you already conducted the research under one institution, and then now you switch in institution. This research doesn't belong with the new institution. This is the research of the old institution, so you cannot change the affiliation, and that's create lots of chaos because the author said this article will no more value for me if I publish with the old affiliation because my new position will not count it. Okay, so be sure with everything before you submit, and give the email address everywhere same. Use official email address, and it's also a problem. Some cases, suppose I am a contractual employee. If I leave the university, what will I have in my official email address? If I use my official email address, then when I switch the university, then it will no more valid. So in that cases, but journal prefer official address. So if you can argue with the journals, you can write with the personal email address. Make the orc ID and keep the ID everywhere so you can track it easily. Some journal also asks for the Twitter account, so they will show it in the Twitter. That will count for your social recognition, social contribution, social impact. You can show it there. So make an account. Okay, many journal asks, it's not something mandatory, but you can do it. Today or tomorrow you need to do it. After 20 years you will need to have a Twitter account. After 10 years you must have an ORCID account. Do it now, so you will slowly adapt with everything. Now we are academia changing too much. We need to do lots of things. Write a good biography with 100 words, and then maintain the corresponding author. Okay, corresponding author is very important. Don't give corresponding author PhD student. Corresponding, because the editor look the corresponding author. Better if you give the corresponding author from the top school or developed country because they value it. That's something ethical, unethical, gray area, but it has value. Okay, maintain the corresponding author. Okay, another issue. Some university want corresponding author. So what happened? All the author want corresponding author. Suppose I work with a few university. Every university want corresponding author. They said without corresponding author or without first author, the article will not count in my KPI. That's a big problem. Nowadays is everything complicated. Okay, try to make many corresponding author or declare everyone is corresponding author of the article. Things is very complicated. Many journals just put a star with everyone and write the corresponding author. Everyone is the corresponding author. Otherwise, it's lots of problems are here. So check the journal before you go this, and also consult with your authors before you go this, because end of the day they fight each other on this issue. Okay, then author contribution wise position. That I already mentioned. Somebody said, okay, please give me in front. Okay, and another case is my co-author said, please don't give me in the last author. That's a big problem. One thing is we make author position based on contribution, ethical matter. Another one is the request. Somebody need it. So everything is important. Everything how you negotiate with your co-author. And also for the PhD student supervisor, it's very important. It's a big argument. Who should be the first author, PhD student or the supervisor? Because supervisor put all of his time for the PhD student, and he need the first author for promotion. And PhD student, this is his work. Only this is the only thing he has. So he need the job as a first author. He need is very important. How to do it? Okay, again negotiation. How you do it? If the supervisor contribute lots, if it is his idea, he can be the first author, or a student do everything, a student can be the first author, supervisor is the corresponding author. Okay, and then another issue arises, very big problem, when PhD student works in the article that is from the project. Suppose I have a project and I take one PhD student under my project, and now we publish for article. In the article, we bring all the project member. But when the PhD student go and submit the article as a prerequisite for their PhD thesis, the committee said, no, there is a member outside of your PhD supervision committee will not accept it as a prerequisite condition of your thesis submission. That's big chaos. And settle everything and be careful before you submit the article. And even before you write the article, before you join it, there are lots of issues that happen, and then people fight each other. Authorship is a very dangerous thing. Sir. PhD student, projects, and then we also need to author somebody influential, or somebody has network, somebody has fund. So be clear it before you submit. After you submit, don't change the authorship. Okay, it's looking very odd after you acceptance the article, you change the author. Okay, shifting the author, first author, second author, shifting it. Email doesn't allow to shift the author, doesn't allow to change the author affiliation, except very high recommendation from the chief editor. Understand the point? So these are the things we think is very easy. We don't need to this consult, but this is very critical issue to consult. And there is also some guest author, ghost author. Some cases we remove one person. He's a project member. He ensured the project fund, but a student submit article didn't mention the project leader name, and then big problem. Eh? Project leader said, "Oh, this is my project. You publish everything from my project without me." Then when you request to the journal, he is the author. They said no. And that's a big problem. Eh? This problem break the whole relationship. And once you do it with your boss, oh, then you're gone. You have no promotion in your life. That's over. Eh? Okay. So be careful about this issue. Then the abstract. Abstract is somebody, we don't know how to write the abstract. We just put something. In the abstract, give you everything, the whole article. Write the problem, write the background, write the motivation, write the objective, write the data, everything 1 or 2 sentences, and make it everything within 150 words. Oh, that's a big art. Practice it. Eh? Make it present simple tense. And the abstract make the tense present simple. It's a very big thing. Tense, we always tensed with the tense, which the tense should be appropriate in abstract methodology. Abstract better make it simple. No reference, no citation. Okay, make abstract 150 words. Some cases you need to reduce it. Some journal allow 100 words only abstract. Okay, if relevant or required by journal, design graphical abstract. Okay, many Elsevier journals, scientific journal ask for the graphical abstract. Know this how to design it. Maybe it will help you to design your article or articulated way. Okay, keyword. When you make the keyword, make 5 to 6 keyword. And the keyword is very important. Keyword will cause the citation. The keyword help you to increase your citation and referencing. So there are many keywords. You don't know which keyword people search in Google. So if your keyword match with them, then Google show it, and then you have the citation. So there are many websites that suggest how to design the keyword. Especially Google give the keyword planner, that what the keyword people search in the Google engine. So maybe you like one keyword, but that is not the appropriate keyword. Another keyword searches more in terms of that. So you just change it. And journal also want to get the good keyword that has high citation. This is mutual benefit. You also get high citation, journal also high citation. Highlights journals, some Elsevier journals, mostly the science journals, also the social science journal, looking for highlights. You need to give 3 to 5 sentences with the bullet form, and very specific, 85 characters including a space. So that's a very terrible thing. You write something very terrible here. You need to practice it and see other articles how they arrange the highlights. It's maybe the objectives, maybe the contribution, maybe the attraction part of the whole article. Yeah, if you go, this is the whole article, huh? We don't have much time to discuss about this issue. How we arrange this. So I will give you the slide so you can check it later on. But I just see something very important to discuss. Here I give the whole structure of article based on empirical article and review article. Step by step, what you mentioned the first paragraph, what you mentioned next, what you mentioned next, what you mentioned next in this way. Very structure organogram of article. So your undergraduate student can follow it. So when undergraduate, you give the assignment to undergraduate student, they can easily follow it and organize their assignment in this way. So just the conclusion part in the article. In the conclusion part, what you write? Write one paragraph about the aim, significance, target group, findings, and action. Don't just make the summary of the whole article. Summary and conclusion is not the same. Just you mention what the things you do and how you do it. Then go beyond the sample and think how the broader world can be benefited from this article. The conclusion, I know everything about the article. Now what is the final word you want to say? What the takeaway message? So how I can establish this knowledge in my area, in my country, in my field, in my research? You just give the some hints that how we can apply it beyond your research, beyond your experiment. So give the theoretical and practical implications, give the limitations, what types of limitation like sample size, data, locality, assumption, etc. And avoid citation of raising any new issue here. Don't give the citation in conclusion. Bring all the citation, everything in the discussion section. And then come the declaration. This is something interesting. So I just go in the declaration. Every good journal has a declaration. You give the acknowledgement. Give the acknowledgement. Okay. The people, you cannot make them author in the article, write their name in the acknowledgement. Many people help you in the article. Your RA help you, so make them in the acknowledgement. Or you also take interview from somebody, or give somebody to read your article. Give them acknowledgement. They will be happy to read it again and to help you again. Mention the funding section clearly. Later on, the funder said, oh, why you don't mention my project name, grant name, everything? So you need to make it clear. Then author contribution, credit author statement. This is very important. Write the author statement, who contribute what. Suppose one of the example is all authors contributed equally in this work. Very simple, easy, no contradiction. But somebody said, no, I don't like this. So what do you do? Author A, what he did the conceptualization, funding, acquisition, project management, writing the review, editing. Author B, conceptualization, data curation, funding, acquisition, investigation, methodology, formal analysis, right, project administration, software, visualization, validation, etc. Author C, funding, acquisition, methodology, formal analysis, role in the writing is original draft and review. Author D, conceptualization, formatting, and improve it. Understand? Give the credit. If you don't agree that everyone is same, okay, be ethical, give the way how you want to mention. Conflict of interest. Best option is mention that there is no conflict of interest concerning the work. If you have the conflict of interest, lots of fun, give the project, and donor wants the copyright. And your institution also wants the copyright. So this is a big problem. Then accessibility, or some the engineering, you have the prototype, or you have some commercial value of the product. That's a big problem, that conflict of interest arises. Then accessibility of materials and data. Journal said that what is the data? So if you collect the data from the secondary sources, just mention that is available in the secondary source, or if you need to give the source where you have the data, or you just mention that is available upon request. Okay, and ethical consideration. Some cases you need to mention, suppose you write something that is not goes with the spirit of your university, of your institution. Okay, you write some controversial topic that your university don't agree, or by institution they cannot agree. Okay, so what you need to write? You need to be very clear. the article followed all moral value or by approved by the University Ethics Committee. Another one is the this is my own value disclaimer. In the disclaimer you mentioned this is the author's own opinion. It has no relation with the institution. Suppose you work in the World Bank, you are a consultant of the World Bank, and this project is outcome of a World Bank research. That's a big problem. If you say something and that's go against the World Bank or UN, their ideology, and your data didn't support them, then you need to make the disclaimer very clear. And ethical consideration, you give the ethical statement that we follow all the ethical issues. Okay, give the referencing of all citation you use. Avoid secondary referencing. Suppose you collect reference from other reference, go the original source and give the original referencing. Follow one unique style. And for the empirical study, give 30 to 50 reference. Okay, but for the review study, review article, give around 100 references. Okay. Okay, then one issue that when you submit the article, you should add few references from that journals, because it is logical and understandable that you are submitting article in my journal. I'm the editor of the journal. You're submitting article in my journal. I have publishing this journal last 10 years. I have already published 200 articles. None of my article is relevant with your article. So why you come to me? Very simple. You are not in my community. You are from another planet. You write article from another journal. You have lots of citation, but you have no citation from my journal. Why you come to me? Very simple. What I have already published in last 10 years, nothing is relevant to you, meaning you are not belongs in this community, in this journal. So very logical. Do some citation from that journal. Very simple. Everyone like their things to see, or you also can add some reference from the chief editor or managing editor, their citation. They like it because you are submitting in a journal. He is the chief editor. That means he is the expert in this field, but you ignore him. That's also not looking good. So if possible, add one or two citation of the managing editor, chief editor, people, everyone like their own citation. Okay. Okay, when you prepare the manuscript, you also need to make something. Suppose supplementary materials, survey or interview question, you can add them, but no need to review it. Software code, software output, ethical committee approval, review report for previous submissions, you can add them. So you can add with the supplementary materials, but no need to review. When you mention, you submit it. But if the editor or reviewer asks, then you can give it easily. So initially you make it arrange everything at a time before submission. That will take time. Okay, cover letter is very important things. In the cover letter, try the convince the editor. Try the write down aim and objective nobility, very short way, and give some reviewer's name, so he can suggest the reviewer, or some journal allow you to submit reviewer's name. This is very important. When any journal give you the chance to propose reviewer list, give the reviewer from top school. Okay, everyone give the reviewer from their friend list. Okay, those who have good connection. It's understandable. Everyone give the reviewer name from their friend, but give your friend from the top school, not from Asia, Africa, Middle East. I'm not biased, but I am also victim. Okay, very simple. Okay, so don't do that. Give the reviewer name from the Australia, New Zealand, UK, developed country, USA, Canada. Editors like them. Okay, this is a biased world. Do things very simple for you, simple for others. Okay, so if you give the reviewers from the top school, the editor will send them easily. They will select two from your list, two from their list. So if they select two of your friend, you have a high chance to accept. And they only select if you propose your reviewer from top school and with their official email address, not the personal email address. Give the official email address. Okay. Any other thing? I have no time. There are many issues in the formatting is very important. Editor just look the formatting. Just one thing remember, editor look the simple formatting. Don't make it complex and Be careful about your abstract, about the first paragraph of introduction, last two paragraph of the introductions, and the conclusion. Editor read any one of them. And just read one sentence and take the decision very quickly. Okay. And if you give the figure, give with the draw good pixel, huh? Good pixel, professional picture, professional diagram. Huh? Don't give it just no axis, not mention anything. Be professional. When you arrange the figure, arrange the table, be professional. So it's looking very good. Look the journals, what is the published format of their journals, and then you arrange it in that way. And there are other many silly issues are here, so you can see it from here. Okay, and also know the manuscript word size. Word size is very important. You need to declare how many word size. In many cases it's 5,000, 6,000, 8,000. Some journals say 9,000 to 11,000. So look at the word size, and you also need to declare it. One thing is, some cases we just see there the format and mention 6,000 because it's around 6,000 or 5,500. Okay, or you need to check the journals, huh? Because in some cases, if you add more word, oh, they make lots of pain, send back to you to reduce the word. Okay, typical similarity report. Before submission, check the similarity report. Nowadays, every journal check the similarity report. So make it within 15% for top journals. And some journals are 10%, and it's very difficult. Some journal, normal journals 20%, 25% is good. Our UM journal allow 20%. So you check the similarity report below 20%. And every journal, first thing they do, they check it. So check it. And plagiarism and similarity is completely different things. Understand what is plagiarism means. Don't copy direct sentence or a big phrase of a sentence. You have similarity, but no plagiarism. Okay. Okay, any other things? Okay, this is the almost end. Reviewers comment adjustment. Okay, reviewers, very interesting. You don't know who is your reviewer. Some cases, PhD student is your reviewer. Some cases, who is from different planet, huh? An alien will become a reviewer, and he has no idea about the whole things what you say. What you should do? Be polite, be gentle, be loving, be caring. Huh? You attitude like that, you love the reviewer so much. He's the best person of the world. Write a very gentle reply, always. And he deserves it, because this is a voluntary job. The editor, reviewer, they're doing it voluntarily. They have their own works, but they give time for you, improving your works, improving your reputation, improving your publication. End of the day, you will benefit from it. So show your respect to them. Even they said bad word, they said something horrible. Be gentle, be soft as much as possible. Okay. Adjust every comments what they said. Even the reviewer give the wrong comments, the spelling mistake. Don't touch his comments. Don't touch reviewer comments. Copy everything what he give and reply everything. If he appreciate, you give the thanks. If he said you done very bad, still you give the thanks. Okay, and then justify how you did good. Whenever you didn't agree with anything, whenever you don't agree upon anything with the reviewer's comment, give your justification. With the justification, give the reference from top journal. Whenever you give something, justification, give the reference with top journal, so reviewer can check the journals and he will agree. This is not something, he's not your enemy, he's helping you. Okay, so is helping you, his friend, considers friend, take a conversation, like he is helping you, he asks some question, you are helping to improve it. Take it in this manner. So give all the comments, try to justify. Don't avoid any comments. That will return back to you. Okay, I read your article, I spend my time and give lots of comments. You didn't adjust anything. Why I accept? Instantly rejection? You get instant rejection from the next. There's no more chance. Adjust everything, or at least touch, or at least reply your best. Why you don't adjust? But it is dangerous if you don't adjust anything. or you ignore most of the part. Try your best to adjust, even little bit. Even some cases, the reviewers give very unethical comments, and they give you lots of list of article of his own to cite. Suppose one reviewer give 20 articles. You don't know who is reviewer, but you know he give the 20 articles for one author to cite. That means he's the reviewer. So you write very gentle, adjust all of the references, include everything and submit. And then don't write anything against reviewer in the response letter, because this will read by reviewer. Editor must send it to reviewer. But after you submit everything fine, write another note to editor separately in a separate email, in personal email, that this is the case happened. I think he's the reviewer who give 20 article to cite, or this is the reviewer, he give lots of unprofessional bad behavior and lots of bad bullying me. So I'm not complaining, I just take you in your notice. That's all. Okay, but never ever write anything against reviewer. Okay, that's a bad. I have also get very bad reply on that issue. So don't write anything reviewer. And then after you adjust everything, include all of the reviewers article, later on when you have the final gallery proof copy, remove, if you don't like, you remove these references. Very simple. And you already justify to editor that these are the unethical, I don't agree with him. But to make him happy, I added all the references. Whatever he said, I said yes sir, but I'm not agree. Finally, when you get the gallery proof, you remove the references. Very simple life, eh? Make life easy. Okay. Okay, if you don't get the review reply very quickly or it take long time, you can write the email to editor personally that why it takes long time. So they will reply you. This is very interesting. When you get a rejection letter, you finally get the rejection letter. Okay. We all get the rejection letter, and this is very nice to us. Don't get upset. Don't die. Eh? Don't die before your publication. Take long breath, start again, see the comments, adjust the comments, and take a new journey. Don't submit again without adjusting the comments, because you will get similar comments again, because they are the expert. When anybody give the comments, you should adjust it, because most of the cases, if you submit again in another journal, you get similar comments, because that's are the very basic problem. So you need to adjust it, and otherwise don't submit it. It's not a luck that okay, forget the comments, I just submit again. Don't try luck. But if you're very much strong on your work, that's your right, just go. Okay. And another approach is, suppose you get a rejection from a very top journal, so you can add the reviewers comments, everything when you submit in next journal. Because suppose you get you go in the review process, this is a big achievement. Suppose you submit journal of finance and your article go in the review process, this is a big achievement. Even your article rejected, or you get final rejection after comments, that's fine, but you get the achievement that this article go in the review report. So you include all the review report for the next submission in other journal. The editor like it, because you already done the editorial job. And then you mention why you submit here. You said that okay, this journal give this comment, but finally we adjusted all of this comment and submit in your journals. I hope this your journal is better fit with these comments, and we already adjusted it, blah blah blah. Give us some justification and why you like these journals, and why you also submit this comment. So that will make the process faster or your life easier. After acceptance of the article, check the fund or project acknowledgement is there. If you have the payment, give the payment. Okay, regarding the payment, most of the publisher, after they accept the article, they ask you to pay, but you can make delay. It's very simple practice. You said, okay, you make delay. If you make delay, they will give a discount. Very simple. Life is very easy. So you ask them, okay, initially I agreed, but now I'm in trouble. Or I spend lots of money for English editing, your reviewer give lots of English editing, and I spend lots of money for English reading, give me discount. Or my project is stuck, I need time. If you give discount, I can clear it very quickly. After acceptance, journal don't want to wait. They just go because their another KPI is how many times is the duration from submission to publication. So they want to make the time short. Normally they give the discount. Every journal give the discount. If you are very rich guy, do it, no problem. If you are poor guy, ask for the discount. But not everybody, every time, everywhere. If you ask it, then our reputation will again same. Eh? We are Asian, always become Asian. Our reputation will become same. If you have project, don't ask for the discount, just go it. Eh? If you don't, if you're really in need, you are travel, ask for the discount and journal give discount. Every journal give discount. Even the conference, every conference consider you. You give a valid reason that I need money. Very simple. I'm a student, I'm PhD student, I need money. I am a young researcher, I don't have any project, I need money, I need some discount. They will consider. If they don't consider, it's still fine. You have nothing to lose. Just try that. Then transfer the copyright. Then, okay, add drop, repositioning, conflict of interest of author. The bad thing forever. That will create the worst reputation for you. Never do it. Do it before you submit. Whatever you want to fight with your author, do it before you submit. After acceptance, don't make any change in the affiliation or author list or repositioning or add drop author. This is really problematic and it makes something questionable. Huh? And check the gallery proof correctly. At least your name, your affiliation, your email address, and project funding. Otherwise, you'll make lots of problem later on. Okay, after publication, spread your knowledge. Include the published article in lots of repository, but don't upload the published one. Pre-published copy. Any pre-published copy you can upload anywhere with the disclaimer that this is a pre-published copy, but the original article is copyrighted by the publisher, so no problem. You just upload it anywhere. Without uploading, people cannot read and people cannot cite. So if you upload that, you can cite. And then one thing is next issue is coming is not just citation, is the impact. If you go in the top school, they are doing research on what is the social impact. If you have project from the donor, international donor agency, they ask for the impact, the social impact, not the academic impact. Academic impact is how many citations, how many H index. People in your community, scientific community, your student, your colleague, they read your article. This is a common thing. But you are working to develop the society, how society is benefited, how many people talk about your article in the social media, who is the people get benefit in the society. So nowadays, another indicator is added. This is a social indicator, social impact. They look the Twitter, they look Facebook, they look the blog, they look the Wikipedia, they look YouTube, all the social media, newspaper, who talk about your article. No more in the citation, no more in the scientific journal, scientific community. Now social community, and you need to show the impact. Whenever you need to show the, you can show the good impact, you have a scope of big funding. When you apply for the big funding, you need to show the impact. Suppose here I give you one example of the impact of my article. From where, this is the summary table I made from few repository website. So if you look the read, I can show who read my article and how many times people read my article. It is not just H index of citation, who cite my article. My community cite the article, the scientific community, my friend, my colleague, my student. But I'm not writing article for the student or my colleague. I'm writing article for the society. I want to see the social benefit. So you need to show the social benefit. So you can see, then you can show how many people read your article. Then here you see, as far of the January this year, I have 1 million reader of my article in different repository. This is the counting. I can show the counting. So anyone can see that how many people read my article. This is not that I have good citation, I have lots of articles or lots of citation. I have also lots of reader base. People read my article. And then not only citation, you can also, that is not here. You can also show the quality of the citation. Find out the citation, who cited your articles. That slide I don't add here. Look the citation. Suppose who cited my article, this is very important. Not my friend or scientific journals, this is common. If you can show your article cited by UN report, your article cited by World Bank, your article cited by NASA, your article cited by IPCC, your article cited by the central bank, your article cited by the policy maker, that is more important than thousands of citations by your colleagues or other scientific community or a student. If your article cited by the suppose the stock market security exchange commission, that means it is in the implementation, it is in the policy, people give the value, the donor give the value, you need to show it as your impact. Okay. And there is also ethics and reality. We are ethical people, we teach ethics, we teach norms, we teach value. We are in the academic community, we are here to teach people ethics, but unfortunately there are lots of things we need to compromise nowadays. So there are lots of things in the gray area. You think yourself, don't do something unethical, but you can within the gray area. God give you a gray area. God didn't say everything is forbidden and everything is allowed. There is a lot of gray area. Ethics is mostly gray area. So you can see how can you deal this ethics regarding the corresponding author, regarding the funding, regarding the network, relationship, disciplines, many things, or fees. Everything has contribution, everything has value. So consider it wisely. And then finally, it is not just publication. Don't rush and don't die for publication or article. It will be natural. Make it a natural process. And even if you have good article, good knowledge, good publications, you may not able to publish. Because publication is not just the knowledge, it's a process. It's a formatting, it's a process. If you understand the process, if you have good experience, you can publish in good journals. So try to adapt with this issue. There is no shortcut, but you can make the process quick. You can get quick success. Just set up the strategy, work with expert to learn the techniques, work collaboratively with other people, make good plan for long run. Because remember, it is a everyday process. It's every year the same thing come. It's not one time. It's a yeah, it's not a battle. It's not just a one-time battle. It's a continuous process till your retirement. Okay, even after retirement, if you have project, you need to publish. So adjust with it, adapt with it, and take it as a balanced, sustainable way. And also maintain a balanced life. Don't die for publication or just jump for the publication and ruin the other things, massacre your society, massacre your health, family. Our PhD students, our lecturers are suffering health. We are suffering from health issue loss. This is for just for article writing. Consider these things. If you die, then it's actually don't die before publish. Die after publication. Okay, people will get it. Don't die. Don't die for writing publication. Take it as a normal process. Give the time. Build up your relationship with your family, society, religions, your humanity, your contributions. It's not just the quantity. It's the thing. Ultimately, we are human beings. We build a good society. Okay, here I have some give you some extra resources of my previous video lectures are also here based on all the other topics, so you can follow, you can see this, and this is the content of my slide. I already uploaded in my ResearchGate with the DOI number, so you can download and you can see all of the slides are available. Not only the writing, and many other topics are here. And for how to write good articles, this is the further reading. You can read from these topics, and that will also help you to improve and to understand the editorial viewpoint. That's all. Thank you so much for your kind patience. I take lots of time. I'm sorry for that, but I hope it will benefit you. And I pray may Allah make you success here and hereafter. And I wish you best of luck. Thank you for your patience. Any question?
Okay. So we are running out of time. So
Yeah.
if you all have, you guys have any pressing question to ask Dr. Mahmudu, you all can Google for his emails, and I think he's going to be very happy to give you a reply. Now, so thanks a lot, Dr. Mahmudu, for sharing with us your thought on research. Okay, you have you had just delivered 3 hours and how many 20 minutes talks to about research. So on behalf, let me take back the screen. So on behalf of the School of Economics, Finance and Banking, so on behalf of our deans, basically, so thank you. Thanks for your time, for preparing this thoughtful, comprehensive talk on publication. right? So guys, can you all please give Dr. Mamundu a round of applause, okay, virtually, okay? Click on your the emoji button, okay? So big thank you to Dr. Mamundu. Now, so guys, I'm going to share the links, okay? The link again, the attendant links, okay? Now, those of you that wish to
I'm
have
actually here
this,
to promote our journal. Very simple. This workshop organized by our journals, and we are calling for article. And we also announce the our chief editor already announced.
yeah, let me not this one. Let me do this again. Wait. Okay. Okay. Yeah, take the
Ways to
opportunity.
improve the quality. So if you submit here, inshallah, in future, you will get value if you publish in our journals. And we will give 3 award from this journal. So if you publish here, I hope we'll consider it. And I hope you'll consider our journal. Huh? You can at least you see the journals and submit here and see our past published article. The article we already published in the journals and how we maintain the quality. And our rejection rate is also very high because we want to maintain the quality because we aim very high. So we encourage all of you consider our journal. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Mamadou. So, yes, we are calling for papers, okay? So the target for the best paper, what would be our postgraduate, UM postgraduate student? So we're offering 3 best paper award, and the deadline is 31st August. So we open to any empirical papers, okay? Decent levels of paper will do, right? So we won't be asking you those Q1 type of research contribution. So if it's a decent empirical paper, then it's good enough to send to us. If we're going to went through the review process, the 3 best, okay, will be published in our journals, and then you will get a reward of 20 ringgit, okay, and we'll give you the certificate, right? So I'm going to share the link as well for our journals, okay, in the chat box, okay. Let me do that now quickly. SJPF, okay. So I just copy, okay, the link for journals, okay, in the chat box. Guys, so with that, okay, we are done with today's webinars, okay. Thank you everyone for joining today's webinars, okay. All the best, okay, for your publication and research journeys, okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Dr. Mahmoudous. So, okay, bye-bye, everyone. Take care.
Okay, bye bye.
Mm.
Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon.
Now, those of you that wish to get the slide, right, the presentation slide, you in the link to the Google's sheet, right? You just key in your email address, okay, beside your names. So I'm going to email to you because I don't have your contact, you know. So that's all. Yeah, we can do. So, okay, bye bye everyone. Right. So you just key in, go to the Google's link and then key in your email, okay? For those of you that you wish to have access to slide, okay? Dr. Mamodo's presentation slide, okay? So right, or you can type into the chat box, okay? You can type into the chat box, and I'm going to off, okay? I'm going to off my Webex, okay, in 5 minutes, okay? Please do so, okay, in 5 minutes. If you wish to have access to the slide, you type your email address, okay, into the chat box, okay? Or you can do that in Google Sheet, okay, in 5 minutes, okay? 12:35, I'm going to off my Webex. Who is this? Ecofi 123. Yeah, we do have attendance. Attendance sheet is up there in the chat box. So, okay, I'm going to off my Webex. Okay, bye-bye.